via Truth Social in a post that says, "Tonight, at my direction as Commander-in-Chief, the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorist scum in northwest Nigeria, who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for many years and even centuries. I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay, and tonight there was." This follows a handful of ISIS-linked or ISIS-inspired attacks that rattled the whole world this holiday season.
Now, the president's claims about Christian persecution have been disputed by both the Nigerian government and some regional analysts as well. The Trump administration, meantime, and Ukrainian officials working through Christmas to try and bring an end to the war in Ukraine with Russia.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he and Ukrainian leaders had a very good conversation with President Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, and the president's son-in-law and unofficial advisor, Jared Kushner. The Ukrainian leader says they discussed certain substantive details of the ongoing work toward a peace plan, saying, quote, "There are good ideas that can work toward a shared outcome and the lasting peace. President Trump has made it a priority to end Russia's invasion of Ukraine, but so far, all sides have been unable to come to an agreement." In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
And the 15th victim has died from injuries sustained in the crash of a UPS plane in Louisville, Kentucky on the 4th of November. The aircraft's left engine and left pylon broke away from the wing just as the plane was taking off. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Out of control flames, Christmas morning. Cloudy, 52 this morning in Indianapolis. Some fog and areas of drizzle too. Will be mostly cloudy today with temperatures heading up to 63 for a high. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's 9:02. Multiple people are without a home and some are injured after a house fire in Indianapolis Christmas morning.
911, is this police, fire, EMS, or behavioral health services, and where's the location of your emergency?
On the corner of Gibson and Beechwood. There's a home completely engulfed in flames.
And that's one of many calls coming in from neighbors of a home on Indy's east side that was on fire Thursday. 4 adults and a few kids woke up to their grandmother yelling for them to get out. Most of the 7 people who were inside were transported to hospitals for treatment. One of the kids was seriously hurt. The Indianapolis Fire Department says they responded to 3 different house fires on Christmas Day. A 62-year-old man was also injured in a fire that broke out at his home. A man is dead and 2 others are recovering after being shot early this morning in separate incidents, both on the city's east side. Another man and a woman were shot, with the woman taken to a hospital in critical condition. IMPD says right now they don't believe the shootings to be connected. New deals with pharmaceutical giants like Eli Lilly are set to slash weight loss drug prices. Janet Cruz has the details.
Dr. Rick Shaw, an obesity medicine expert at Pure Regenerative Medicine, says the Trump RX initiative targets the high list prices that have kept medications out of reach for many.
Being able to lose weight with the GLPs has been really powerful and helps a lot of Americans get, control of their lives back and feeling a lot better and helping other chronic conditions. So
Shaw encourages patients to visit TrumpRx.gov as the site becomes more robust, and also says he's looking forward to people being healthier and happier in 2026 and beyond. Janet Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The statewide average for gas today dropping just below $2.70 on this day after Christmas. AAA says the national average is at $2.85. Well-known personal injury attorney Ken Nunn has died. In a statement put out by his law office, they say their founder passed away on Christmas Eve morning at the age of 85. Nunn was a graduate of Indiana University and served his state since receiving his law degree in 1967. And the Indiana Pacers will try to snap their 6-game losing streak when they host the Boston Celtics tonight.
We've hit some droughts for different reasons, I suppose. Some's make or miss. Some is, there's occasionally stagnancy that comes in. Sometimes it's decision-making.
Head coach Rick Carlisle. The Pacers are coming off a 111-94 loss to the Milwaukee Bucks at home on Tuesday. Tonight's game tips off at 7. Another check of traffic this morning with Matt Baer.
Yeah, Jared, everything looking pretty good right now as far as volume on the interstates. No problems. We had a crash coming southbound 69 before 465, and that has cleared. All lanes have reopened. Traffic sponsored by USA Fencing. Ever wanted to try an Olympic and Paralympic sport? Try fencing. It's fast, safe, and easy to start. Find a beginner class near you at usafencing.org/try fencing. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle. Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. T&Cs apply.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning. Owner Jim Scott is based in Clinton County, but they're now serving a larger area.
Boone County and Hamilton County, there are just not enough HVAC contractors in those areas to handle the demand. So we can offer a value for them because of our 5-star rating, family-owned, quality.
On the north side, just go to jimsheating-air.com for Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
The forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Some areas of drizzle and fog. Otherwise, cloudy and mild for your Friday, a high of 63. Mostly cloudy skies, quiet tonight, a low down to 53. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey, 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. Ethan and Jerry are in. It's Kendall and Casey.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Good morning, everybody. Very merry, belated Christmas. Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez in the studio. Hope you're all waking up and sleeping off those ham sweats from a hearty holiday meal. What'd you have, Jerry?
I had a little bit of everything. You know, Christmas dinner's a lot like Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
And I can't say I'm not mad. I got to have gravy again. I always look forward to gravy and mashed potatoes.
We had a holiday sushi meal. We went down to Mori Sushi over on South College Avenue because, you know, Asian Place is one of the few places that are open on Christmas Day. It was just me and Dad. It was a small holiday meal, but, you know, it was a good time. Spending time with family, that's the most important thing, Jer.
There, couldn't say it any better.
Of course, things are not so jolly around America, especially as we are discovering more fraud across the nation, whether it's in Minnesota, whether it's in Michigan, whether it's in California. The American taxpayer, that's you and me, anybody that has a job and pays into the system, are currently being defrauded en masse. And Representative James Comer reported a shocking statistic about the Somali community of Minnesota, where he said that 75%, Jerry, 75% of these people who have came to our country are beneficiaries of the welfare system. This is a problem. Let's play the clip. Let's try. Okay. Is it working?
Gotta love it. New studio woes. New studio woes. You know, here's the beauty of the whole Somali thing that we have in Minnesota right now. This country's so bad that people can come from a whole nother country and figure out how to defraud it of billions of dollars. It's completely amazing to me that this can even continue.
Yeah, no. And then the politicians are tripping over themselves to apologize to this community for American taxpayers being defrauded. I mean, this is some crazy stuff. I would like to play the clip. Can we get the host PC up? Uh-oh. Kylan is juggling a million things. Let's try it again.
They don't want to offend that population. And the early numbers that I'm getting in on the Somalis in Minnesota is 75% of the Somalis in Minnesota are on full government assistance. That's full welfare. Ooh. The whole reason that the Democrats left the border open during the Biden administration was to allow people to come in and what they said would provide jobs, you know, because there's a shortage of workers. And I agree there's a shortage of workers. But you got a massive population in that one state, and the overwhelming majority of that population is on Medicaid, and then and other types of government programs. Even when Democrats say there are no illegals on Medicaid, I think that's going to be proven to be false.
Look in Minnesota. Right. Yeah.
Dear God. There's more. No.
Now, I would like to point out, Jerry, that the pertinent factor here is not that these people are Somalians. I mean, that is a matter of fact. Sure. They are. The pertinent factor here is that 75% of them are on the dole, are on the public welfare system. And I don't care what country you're from, as an immigrant, if you are coming to this country, you should come to contribute and not to suck off of the taxpayer teat.
100%. Yeah, if you're going to come here, you're coming here to live the American dream. And unless the American dream is just turned into full-blown socialism, the government takes care of me, then what are they even coming here for? Right? We need a full DOJ audit of all these things that we give people, right? Look at the SNAP benefits. Right? What did we learn about SNAP, right? As soon as that got shut down, we're looking and we're going, holy cow, all these people are abusing the system. Now let's look into things like this. I mean, how much money would we save as taxpayers?
Well, and broadly speaking, they say that 12% of the American population are, recipients of SNAP benefits. Let's take a fine-tooth comb over that, because how many of these people, of that 12%, are actually American citizens, and how many of them have come from overseas and are expecting a handout? Because I would suspect that it is the smaller percentage that are actually American citizens receiving this federal assistance.
Yeah, I would agree. But also the benefits themselves. I walked into the gas station this morning, grabbed myself a Red Bull. Big sign on the window that says SNAP/EBT has changed.
Yeah. And now we're finding that there's a lot of fraud that are going on, where they're exchanging these SNAP benefits at some of these small convenience stores or other, and they're discovering the fraud and exchanging them for cash.
Oh, wow.
So what percentage of these benefits are actually going to food? And then you have the politicians who, like I said, are making an overcorrection and tripping over themselves to pander to the community that is currently defrauding American taxpayers, like Mayor Michelle Wu of Boston, who is inexplicably attributing the success and achievements of Boston to the Somalian community. Now, where were they in 1776, Michelle?
You cannot talk about any achievement that the city of Boston has had in safety, jobs, and economic development, in education, without talking about the Somali community that has lifted our city up. We are proud and we are grateful for our Somali community and for our Somali American neighbors.
I would love to hear something they did.
Well, yeah.
Just name three things off the top of your head the Somali community's done for Boston. And I'm sure they've done things in their own communities within the city, but overall for the city of Boston?
Yeah. For the safety of Boston, she said, for the economy of Boston, she said, for the achievements of Boston, you're putting that on the Somalian community. Now, I'm sure some of them are contributing to society, and we thank them for that service, but obviously, with reports like we got from Representative James Comer, that would seem to be the smaller portion. I mean, and this is just ridiculous and cartoonish, Jerry. And you have Senator Ann Johnson Stewart of Minnesota, and she was speaking to a group of Somalians at the Eden Prairie Mosque, and she was on the verge of tears, tripping over herself to apologize to the federal government for exposing the fraud that was taking place in Minnesota. She is tearful, Jerry. Listen to this.
I'm here to tell you how much we are in support of every one of you. And with my colleagues, we are heartbroken by the horrible actions of our government. And we want you to know that at the state level, we will do all that we can to support you. Whether you live in our district or not, we are here. We bring greetings from all of our Senate DFL colleagues, including my House partner, Patty Acom. So please reach out to us. Whether you live in our district or not, if you have friends, relatives, anyone who needs our help, we are 100% committed to helping you. You are welcome here. You belong here. And we are here for you. I apologize. I have to leave for another commitment, but we are here. Senator Swedzinski, Alex Falconer, and I will do it. And the mayor.
Sounds like she's
will
crying.
Do all that we can
Yeah, she
to
is.
support you, protect you, and help you as needed.
Stop it, please! I beg you! It's a sin! It's a sin! It's a sin!
Let's focus in on that last part, Jerry, because she says, we will do anything to help you, to support you, to do anything that you need. Can you imagine what a wonderful country this would be to live in, Jerry, if Democrats cared half as much about the American taxpayer as they do about these immigrant communities that are defrauding their own states?
Yeah, well, to take it back to that point exactly, they shut down the government for health care for illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get your EBT or your SNAP or your people are worried about Medicare, Social Security, vets didn't get paid. because we wanted to give health care to illegals.
Yeah, no, and I mean, yes, that's exactly right. And they were willing to shut down the American system and inflict pain on the American people. And, I think most Americans are down for at least some degree of a social safety net for support for people who have fallen on hard times. But that shouldn't be extended to the global population, Jerry. We simply cannot afford it. If you are an American citizen, we can have that discussion. But if you have come to this country, it should be to contribute and not to suck off the system. Am I wrong here? Is this complicated?
Imagine going to another country and just expecting them to pay you $4,000 a month.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work anywhere else in the world besides America. But the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Stephen Miller, he was on Fox News and he offered an interesting theory, and I think he is spot on. It's a concept that I've talked about on Saturday Night on the Circle a number of times, that Democrats want to destroy the society in order to remake the society. And here was what Stephen Miller, how he phrased that and framed it.
It's the Somalification of America. In other words, when you see the state of Somalia, that's what they want for America at the end of the day, because it's easier to rule over an empire of ashes than it is for the Democratic Party to rule over a functioning, Western, high-trust society with a strong middle class. Look how powerful the Democrat Party became in Minnesota once they flooded it with the 100,000 Somalians. Once the elections were decided, right, by clan rivalries and ethnic feuds. Once that happened, the Democrat Party became permanently powerful in Minnesota. They became permanently powerful in the Twin Cities. That's their model for America, to make the whole country into a version of Somalia. And everything they do gets down to that.
He's out of line, but he's right.
That was an eloquent way to put that, Jerry.
Yeah. I mean, he's spot on. Once again, was it also him, or maybe it was somebody that said when you import enough of the third world, you become the third world?
Yeah, import the third world, become the third world. Precisely right. It is easier to rule over an empire of ash than it is a functioning society, and they are willing to reduce it. You hit the nail straight on the head, that they were willing to shut down the system for American citizens in order to benefit illegal immigrants. That is shocking.
Is it, though?
Well, not from Democrats, unfortunately. But yeah, just remember that. It is easier to rule over an empire of ash than a functioning society. And so when you look at the world we live in today and the destruction of our communities that you see around you, remember that that's the goal. That's not a bug. That's a feature of what Democrats are trying to do to America.
Yeah, couldn't say it better.
Thanks for listening to the Kendall and Casey Show. Ethan and Jerry filling in. We got a lot more content on the way. Coming up next, we're going to talk about the Epstein files. Justice Department has released more of them while also inexplicably removing others. We'll get into details coming up next on 93 WIBC.
Tickets are on sale right now for Trump 1 year later. The highs, the lows, how we win the midterms. Happening at the Hyatt Regency, downtown Indianapolis. The bourbon will flow. The food will be fantastic. We're going to go over Trump's past year and how we use that to win the midterms. It's going to be informing, entertaining, and very, very funny. I promise. Join us, Trump 1 year later. Brought to you by Premier Arms, PA Jewelers, Defiance Beef, Chimney Solutions, and WIBC. Get your tickets at WIBC.com.
Hey guys, it's Rob for Wheat Grow Hair Indy. You know, champions just don't show up. They pick the right team to get the best results. And when it comes to restoring your hair, We Grow Hair Indy is that team. You know, 5 years ago, I made the choice to head over to We Grow Hair Indy, and every time I look in the mirror, I'm so glad I did. You know, guys at the top of their game, radio personalities, coaches, and well-known athletes have all trusted We Grow Hair Indy to restore their hair. Why? Because their results are permanent, natural, and speak for themselves. Here's what you do. You call today, 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Schedule a totally free, no-hassle, no-obligation consultation. Darren and the gang, the fine folks at We Grow Hair Indy, will take a look at what's going on top of your head and make some suggestions on how you can get your hair and your confidence back. Then it's up to you. In the meantime, see some other folks who have made the choice to get their confidence back by heading over to WeGrowHairIndy.com. 317-522-2995, 317-522-2995.
While you may not have to travel around the entire world on Christmas Eve, it's nice to know Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. So head out on your holiday journey in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Over 2,000 to choose from. Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and more. Buy with 0 down. Yes, 0 down delivers. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your trade. Bring Hubler your old car for an immediate appraisal. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Includes a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. No matter where your journeys take you, Hubler's got you covered with the best warranty around. Happy holidays, Indiana. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 convenient locations. Select models, approved credit. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Custom jewelry is not out of reach with PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. At PA Jewelers, you can customize any piece of jewelry for that special someone. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg. Gold, diamonds, gemstones, and of course those watches from Flederman Von Riest, assembled right here in Indiana. Custom design jewelry with PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. Custom jewelry made just for you. PA Jewelers, 3750 South Green Street in Brownsburg. 317-456-4010. PAJewelers.jewelry.
Good morning, Doctor.
Doctor?
Hi, Doctor.
Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
Heat and cool with nearly geothermal efficiency in places you can't fit ductwork with Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits.
Just go to AbsoluteComfort.org. That's AbsoluteComfort.org.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Kendall and Casey Show. Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez filling in. And Jerry, there are more strange things afoot with the Epstein files. This whole release, the whole saga, has been one huge screw-up after another, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating to the people who specifically elected Donald Trump for transparency and then feel like in some ways he reneged on his campaign promises, because at first he said the Epstein files were a hoax. At first he was saying, oh, it's just a manufactured Democrat conspiracy, forget about it, and then he completely flip-flopped, and now they signed that bill into law where they're releasing the Epstein files. But does anybody believe that there's complete transparency here, especially when files are disappearing from the Justice Department website?
So
what is that about?
I'm definitely one of those guys that supported Trump, still do, like his policy, but this is one of those main things. We were told day one, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, day one. Remember they had the influencers, they got the white folders and stuff, and they were on the White House, and what is in those? We're on now day whatever. And we're getting some, and like you said, we're losing some Epstein files.
Well, and Dan Bongino,
he left.
He's stepping away as his position as FBI director. Now, how stupid would you feel from stepping away from your heir apparent position to at least a portion of the Rush Limbaugh empire to be the director of the FBI, and then step down after basically a year, 1 year, and you're done? But you gave up that gig that anybody in the broadcasting business would kill for.
Yep.
I mean, just ridiculous. And then now, there are reports that as the Justice Department is releasing more Epstein files, some of them, Jerry, are inexplicably disappearing with no explanation from the department.
Yesterday, the Department of Justice released more files from the Jeffrey Epstein case. The DOJ has not commented, meantime, on why at least 16 files disappeared from its public webpage for documents related to the Epstein investigation. They were removed less than 1 day after they were posted. ABC's Johnny Fernandez has the latest.
The Department of Justice posted 2 more batches of Epstein files on its website. The latest includes the grand jury testimony from April 2007. In those records, an individual identified as a 21-year-old woman describes being recruited by Jeffrey Epstein when she was 16, along with other underage girls, for illicit massages at his Palm Beach mansion. Sources tell ABC News that Friday's release represents less than half of the department's files on Epstein.
We want more clarity, Jerry. We want more certitude. There seems to be a lot of implications with these files, but no concrete evidence. This is the opposite, I think, of what most people wanted to see. Yeah, the taking pot shots at Bill Clinton is fun, but I want absolute concrete evidence. I don't want implications with these partially censored photos. I want concrete evidence. Whoever's participated in this, whatever party they're from, they should go down.
I hate to even say this, but I think this is being done on purpose.
Yes.
They do not want you to know anything.
Yes.
And this is the administration that I support who came out and said, we're going to release it all. I think this is being very tactfully done to make sure that you don't get anything, but you get enough to meet the judicial requirement.
They are, I agree entirely, they're explicitly releasing this without context.
Yes.
Without any explanation in order to muddy the waters, in order to create this imperceptible veil around the facts on the ground. And I, unfortunately, got to lay a lot of responsibility at the feet of Donald Trump,
Yes.
who seemingly has opposed the full release of the Epstein files until very recently, something that Joe Scarborough noted, in spite of the fact that thus far, it appears Donald Trump was not personally involved in any of the wrongdoing on Epstein's Sex Island.
One of the great mysteries to me and a lot of other people is we've had reporting for some time. Donald Trump is not on Epstein's list. There's nothing in there that's really damning about Donald Trump. And as Susie Wild says, not damning about Donald Trump.
According to the chief.
Or Bill Clinton. So one of the great mysteries all along in this, not been like, what's Donald Trump hiding? What did he do? Why, if he's not in these files, which all the reporting says he's not, why is he so obsessed on blocking access to the files? Is he trying to protect somebody?
Yes, I was on the sex island, but only for the snorkeling. I didn't know anything about the kid stuff. No, look, 95% of what went on down there was not pedophilia.
Oh, yeah?
No, the other 5%, that sullied the whole operation. Yeah, it sure did.
Okay, so
That's great.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia clip coming to the rescue once again. But Jerry, as somebody who was adamant supporter of Donald Trump, what's your read on this whole situation? What's the explanatory factor that is lurking in the background for why this has been such an arduous process?
So for me, it's one of two things. One, Donald Trump is protecting somebody, his friends who may appear on that list. And through that, now I have control, right? Further control. If I know that you've done some bad things, Ethan, and you're some investor, well, Bub, I'm going to protect you, but now you're kind of in my pocket.
Yeah,
right?
exploiting blackmail, that's a distinct possibility.
That's one. And number two is everybody's on this list. And if it really comes out the way that Americans want it out, bipartisan, we just want the name of the people who've been to the island, how many times, if you got pictures, put them. We don't need to put the victims out or anything, but we want to know who's involved.
Yeah.
I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. The whole government will shut down, Ethan.
Wasn't it Speaker Johnson who said that
everybody's going down? All the CEOs of your favorite companies, all the scientists, all the creators and the inventors and the influencers in Hollywood and music, it's all going to go down.
Wasn't it Speaker Johnson who said that a full release of the Epstein files would pose a national security risk?
That's the other part.
Why? And the overwhelming preponderance of news coverage on this issue is centered around Donald Trump and Bill Clinton.
Yes.
But it's not just a couple of guys that were, allegedly interfacing with these thousands of sex trafficked girls on Epstein Island.
Prince Andrew was one of the, and went away.
Okay, yeah. We are hitting up against a hard wall here, according to producer Kylan. So we're going to have to cut the discussion there. But yeah, there's a lot of unanswered questions, and we need to get transparency in the near future. Thanks for listening to the Kendall and Casey Show. Ethan and Jerry filling in.
It started off as a drip, so Washington ignored the problem for decades. Then suddenly the pipe burst, and illegal immigrants poured into our country across our southern border. But no more. Thanks to President Donald Trump and Congressman Jim Baird, the pipe has been fixed for good. In Congress, Baird worked to pass legislation that, according to the House Homeland Security Committee Majority Office, provides funding for the removal of millions of criminal illegal aliens across the country, allows for the completion of President Trump's border wall, authorizes the hiring of thousands of new ICE personnel, Customs and Border Protection officers, and Border Patrol agents, and stops the flow of deadly fentanyl into Indiana. To learn more about how President Trump and Congressman Jim Baird are solving America's immigration crisis and keeping our communities safe, call Congressman Baird's office at 317-563-5567 or visit baird.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis is everything that's right about Central Indiana. They've been locally, family-owned for 50 years, helping our local economy remain strong by employing 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis is proud to do business right here in the great state of Indiana. They're a conservative-minded company that shares our values and stands by their products and services. You can call Garage Doors of Indianapolis today for service today. 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
Food insecurity is an urgent problem, one that impacts real Hoosiers. You can help today. Gleaners needs donations. Your contribution goes further with Gleaners. For every $10 you give, Gleaners leverages their resources to turn your $10 into $90 worth of groceries for families who desperately need help right now. Your gift benefits local community members, and every dollar counts. Gleaners also needs volunteers now to help with warehouse distribution. Go to gleaners.org and donate or get involved today.
Marcus Morris here with Family Heating and Air. As we're reaching colder weather, you may find yourself in need of furnace service. At Family, we specialize in solutions to extend your furnace life. Call the Fix-It team from Family. You can easily reach us at familyhvac.net. From our family to yours, have a happy holiday.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hey, this is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband, and he lost weight, and his cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend lost 20 pounds her first 2 months.
What are you waiting for? Lose the weight or stop smoking with Hypnosis, guaranteed only $59.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late-night eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. Hypnosis Thursday, January 29th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss hypnosis 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking hypnosis 8 p.m. And Saturday, January 31st at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss hypnosis 11 a.m. Stop smoking hypnosis 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A retaliatory attack. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending now at 9:33. President Trump announcing that the U.S. launched airstrikes in northwest Nigeria on Christmas night, targeting ISIS for allegedly killing Christians. The president called the operation decisive and warned about further attacks. Secretary of State Marco Rubio added that the president has made it clear the United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria. The Trump administration's takedown of Venezuela's drug trafficking also continues.
President Trump's pressure campaign against Venezuela is heating up. The Wall Street Journal reports that the U.S. military is expanding its presence in the Caribbean. The Pentagon reportedly moving a large number of special operations aircraft there, as well as multiple cargo planes and equipment.
Fox's Kevin Cork reporting, and nearly 3,000 new data centers are currently planned or under construction in the U.S. Fox Business's Madison Allworth has the details.
Virginia remains the hot spot with 663 operational data centers and 595 more either construction or planned. Georgia, Pennsylvania also set to benefit. The Peach State currently has 162 data centers with 285 more to come, and PA has 98 with 183 more on the way. That would be a 188% increase in data centers. A new report from the American Edge Project says that data centers will generate nearly $27 billion in tax revenue nationwide over the next decade.
And according to a Goldman Sachs analysis, only about 1% of U.S. counties accounted for 72% of all data center activity as of last July. Opening bell report on 93 WIBC, brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management. Stocks a little change. The Dow's down 34 points to 48,731. The S&P 500 up a point, 6,932. And the Nasdaq in the green, up 23 points, 25,656. I'm Jarrett Lewis, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Life's full of unexpected joys, like problems with water.
That's why there's Michaelis, a crew of 24/7 experts who are rescue ready, day or night, one phone call, for a gazillion disasters. From frozen pipes and sewer backups to your teenager pleading ignorance on the proper use of a plunger. At Michaelis, they know that water damage waits for no one. Their fleet of trucks is, well, fleet. Over 3 decades of finding the source of the problem, then cleaning up, drying out, and restoring your home or business to better than new condition. That's Michaelis, fully licensed and insured, and fully empathetic to your anxiety, including dealing with insurance claims. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Call 844-FIX-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Heat and cool places where ductwork won't fit using Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits. You can even wrap them to match your decor.
Find out more at absolutecomfort.org.
Welcome back to the Kendall and Casey Show. Thanks for joining us this morning. My name is Ethan Hatcher from Saturday Night on the Circle. That's Jerry Lopez. You can follow him on the Twitter machine at Indy Spanglish. You know him well. He's always got a lot of fun things to say. This segment, I wanted to talk about the National Guard deployment across various cities in America. In Washington, D.C., it has been a resounding success. The governor of Louisiana has announced he is partnering with the federal government to deploy 350 National Guard troops to solve some of the problems in New Orleans, which is, Jerry, have you ever been to New Orleans?
I have never been to New Orleans. I've always wanted to go to Mardi Gras, but they say that road, is it Bourbon Street, is pretty dangerous.
Well, yeah, it is, and that's because anywhere outside of the French Quarter is still dilapidated. They have never truly recovered from Hurricane Katrina. I stopped there for because that was where we were leaving for a cruise just before the pandemic hit in 2020. That was very lucky. We missed it by that much, and got to walk around the city a little bit. And yeah, the French Quarter is beautiful. Everywhere around that is still incredibly depressed, incredibly dilapidated, and yeah, very crime infested. So the governor is partnering with the federal government to release 350 more National Guard troops to help alleviate some of those problems. But the Supreme Court has also dealt a blow to the Trump administration recently by saying that he first must use regular forces before tapping the shoulder of the National Guard in states like Illinois, unless, of course, the governor partners with them. But we'll get into that in a moment and how that potentially could backfire on Democrats. But here is Governor Jeff Landry praising the federal government for intervening in the problems in his city.
Just moments ago, we had the Supreme Court block an effort by the Trump administration to deploy National Guard troops in Illinois, namely in Chicago. But yet, as you have increased crackdowns on illegal aliens and crime in your state, you have an announcement.
Yes, I want to thank President Trump. He is fulfilling his commitment. Him and Secretary of War Hegseth are sending the National Guard back into Louisiana, into New Orleans. They will be there for New Year's Eve, and they're going to be there for a deployment through February, which we desperately need. Look, we know how to make cities safe, and the National Guard complements cities that are having high crime problems. Look at what the president's done in Washington, D.C. When he wanted to send the National Guard into Washington, D.C., Louisiana was one of the first to raise his hand and say, our troops will go there and help you, and the city is so much better.
You're damn right. And I would like to see Governor Mike Braun partner with the federal government to deploy some National Guard troops here in Indianapolis. We've got problems here in Indianapolis that need to be solved. Now, I will say they're not as dire as New Orleans. New Orleans, definitely bigger issues. Chicago, definitely bigger issues. But there could be some benefit from deploying them here in Indianapolis as well.
I think there could be, but it's a very slippery slope, right? When
Sure.
you start talking about domestic security like that, it's very, like, you put soldiers and civilians in a very precarious position.
Yeah. And now they're potentially escalating that because, like I said, the Supreme Court had ruled against.
Do you want to get used to seeing soldiers on our streets? I don't, and I'm a vet. I don't want to get used to seeing soldiers on our streets.
I don't know what the alternative is when you have local leaders who are refusing to enforce the law. That's the issue here. because ordinarily this wouldn't be a problem. This wouldn't be a situation that would need to be discussed if only these Democrat elected officials would utilize the tools that are at their disposal. If only they stood behind like the IMPD or the New Orleans police or the New York police or any of the police departments around the country and utilized the laws that are already on the books to keep the citizens safe, we would not be having this issue. But you were talking about putting the military and civilians in conflict, and especially citizens who served in the military like yourself, with the awkward position of policing people in their own country. That's not really what the military was designed for, and we could be seeing an escalation to that because as UC Berkeley professor of law, I believe, John Yoo, was discussing on Fox News, this could backfire on Democrats because the ruling didn't say that Donald Trump was unable to deploy military troops into these cities. It just said that first he has to use regular forces. What are regular forces? Well, that could be the Marines. That could be the Airborne Division. That could be a number of facilities at the Army's disposal before the National Guard. Here was what John Yoo had to say.
I'm trying to enforce the laws with ICE agents, with federal law enforcement, and I can't do it, so I need to call the National Guard. But the statute says the president has to be unable to enforce the law with regular forces. What does regular forces mean? We don't know. The Supreme Court has never decided that question before yesterday. The Supreme Court now says regular forces means you have to try with the regular armed forces first before you can bring out the National Guard. So the unintended consequence here might be that the president is going to have to call the 82nd Airborne or the Marines or the 101st Airborne Division, as, for example, President Eisenhower did after Brown versus Board of Education in the South to enforce desegregation. President Trump might have to do that first in order to protect those federal buildings, those ICE agents, and then if they fail, he can then call out the National Guard.
I'll tell you what you get. The police. Get what you deserve.
But that does make the hair on the back of your neck bristle at the idea of deploying the Marines.
That escalated
to
very
US
quickly.
cities.
That escalated very quickly.
From the National Guard to the U.S. Marines, and the U.S. Marines don't mess around. They are a no-nonsense group, the old jarheads.
Yeah, and listen, they stay trained, right?
Yeah.
National Guard, unfortunately, and it's not their fault, but that's the 1 week in a month crew, 2 weeks a year, deploy, go off and practice and be ready to help in times of need. But now we're talking about guys who do this for a living. That's what they do every day.
And the question we got to ask ourselves is, whether this is truly merited, which I think that unfortunately it is when you have Democrats who have allowed law and order in their city to decay. Because what is the alternative if they are not utilizing their own police forces?
Yeah, but I mean, it goes back to what Andrew Ireland wants to do here is get rid of the rogue prosecutors.
Yeah.
If you don't get rid of them, this is just going to continue. It's never going to go away.
Rogue prosecutors, rogue judges, and when virtually any other elected position in the United States can be impeached for dereliction of duty, why not members of the judiciary? Why should they be especially immune? That doesn't make sense to me.
I just think that if we put soldiers on our streets today to keep them safer, we are only 50 years away from martial law type stuff. It's almost get you used to seeing them.
Sure.
And then it's just a part of your everyday life.
It also begs the question of how they could be used in the future because, of course, Donald Trump isn't going to be the president forever.
Right.
And Republicans are not going to hold power forever. How could this same system that is being used to help Americans be abused by presidents with less pure intent?
Exactly.
Elsewhere in the country, we continue to find more evidence, or new evidence, I should say, of potential malfeasance in the 2020 election. I am shocked that this was not discovered or prosecuted when Trump was investigating election fraud in the 2020 election while he was still president. And that was part of my criticism at the time is, Trump, you have had more than 60 court cases across the country and multiple opportunities to present evidence like this, but he failed to do so. However, now we're finding out, and Fulton County elected officials, the people who are counting votes, are admitting that they certified faulty 350,000 votes without signature, which is illegal, something that they do not deny. And I feel like that merits attention.
I've not seen the tapes myself, but we do not dispute that the tapes were not signed. It was a violation of the rule. Since 2020, again, we have new leadership and a new building and a new board and new standard operating procedures. And Since then, the training has been enhanced. The poll watchers are trained specifically. They've got to sign the tapes in the morning, and they've got to sign the tapes when they're run at the end of the day. When the tapes come back to the hub for, with all the documentation, they are checked again. And if somebody forgot to sign a tape, then Fulton initiates an investigation. But we don't dispute the allegation.
It is crazy. We say to give a woman power is like to give a gun to a monkey. We have stopped doing that ever since the 1999 Astana Zoo massacre.
And when it comes to elections, you can't shrug your shoulder and say, whoops, when you have illegally certified 315,000 votes and the election was decided by less than 12,000. What was it, 11,500 that Donald Trump wanted to find? Give me those Republican votes. And now we're finding out that you have illegally certified 315,000. Give Rudy Giuliani his money back. Bankrupted that man. $128 million fine.
Ruined his life.
Yeah.
Ruined his life.
Ruined it. Give him his money back. Because now it seems that some of the complaints were merited. And I would have liked to have seen more evidence like this focused on during the challenge of 2020.
Well, and don't forget the MyPillow guy, too, right? He's owed some money as well. But he's going to be running for governor, supposedly, in Minnesota. We'll see.
Yeah.
The thing for me is like, yeah, but what? And what now? Like, short of putting these people in jail, it's kind of like you watch a football game and they come back later and they go, well, we messed up on a play that really caused the whole game to change. But we're not going to change the score or do it again, so who really cares? So let's put these people in jail or we have to move on.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I think we're in the position where we are just moving on at this point. Donald Trump has been reelected. But the most important thing is we cannot repeat these same mistakes again.
Well, do we have voter ID?
Not in all 50 states, but we should.
Do we have ballot harvesting legal in a lot of states still?
Yeah.
Do we have a lot? I mean, we haven't fixed any of these issues.
No. And if Americans are going to have trust in elections, that's always going to be called into question when you do not have voter ID. The integrity will always be called into question. Thanks for listening to the Kendall and Casey Show. Ethan and Jerry filling in. Coming up next, we're going to talk about a habit I certainly have done in winter. I know a lot of people are, that could be harming your car. We'll give you more details coming up next on 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel's show this afternoon. We'll recap Christmas. Big Nige is out, so Chris Hammer is in on a Beer Sample Friday.
Looking for a cozy spot to relax, work, or grab your coffee to go? LC Coffee House in Noblesville, Indiana has you covered. Try our indulgent affogato, a sweet blend of espresso and ice cream. Or sample our coffee flights to discover your perfect brew. In a rush, our drive-thru is ready to serve you fast and fresh. Need a space to collaborate? We offer meeting rooms perfect for co-working. Whether you're grabbing a quick drink or spending the day with us, LC Coffee House is the place to be.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
This year, make Christmas cash with Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling, family owned in Indy for 3 generations, are names you know and trust. Bring in your scrap aluminum, steel, copper, or brass and turn it into holiday spending money. Whether you're decking the halls, buying gifts, or just want a little extra jingle in your pocket, cash is king at Farnsworth.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Continue the excitement of the holidays and unwrap a night of family fun with the blue and gold.
Pacers running with Shepard into the lane, up and under with the left hand, no, but trailing the play, crashing down the middle of the lane and laying it in is Isaiah Jackson.
Friday night, enjoy a great evening of basketball when the Pacers collide with the Celtics.
Neymar drives to his right, gets to the wing, bounce pass off the pick and roll, where Siakam picks it up and drives in for 2.
Get your tickets at Pacers.com/tickets. Pacers Celtics, Friday at 7.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
If your end of summer plans don't include a trip to Macy's, then you're missing out because our Labor Day sale has huge savings to wrap up the season in style. Like dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and INC, 100 and under. Plus, just what you need for fall, like Levi's for your whole crew, 30 to 40% off. It's also the best time to update your home with our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and more. Hurry in. Macy's Labor Day sale is going on now. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
You ready to build your custom dream home? Check out Joyner Homes based out of Greenfield. See one of their model homes in person anytime. It is a great way for you to experience the customization and quality of a Joyner Homes custom built home. Plus, you can meet with a new home specialist to learn about their building process. Available lots if you don't already have one. Find out about floor plans and where they build. Model homes are open 7 days a week from noon to 5 and walk-ins are welcome. Find out more at joynerhomes.com.
Step into the spotlight with Dancing with the Stars. Catch the live show at Old National Center Wednesday, February 25th. Reserve your seats and tickets today at WIBC.com.
Welcome back to the Kendall and Casey Show. This is Ethan and Jerry filling in. And Jerry, I know for a lot of years, especially growing up, I was taught that you warm up your car before you drive it in winter. That's just common sense, right?
And not just warming it up so that it's warmer, it's warming up the actual mechanics of the car. Let it run for a little bit before you take off.
At least that's what they say. How about you, Kylan? Do you like to warm up your car before you get it started in wintertime?
I now have a hybrid car, so I don't now because it starts on EV and you can just go ahead and start driving.
I have a hybrid car. I'm so fancy.
But previously when I had a full, just a regular car, yeah, absolutely. You start it up, get the oil running through it. Yeah.
Well, apparently, Kylan, you're actually doing things the right way with that hybrid car, not doing the warming up, because according to WTHR and some of the experts that they interviewed, warming up your car could be causing damage by allowing the vehicle to idle. Here's what WTHR had to say.
Nobody enjoys driving in a freezing cold car, so it's understandable that many drivers like to let their cars warm up for a few minutes before hitting the road. Others are concerned about damaging their cars by driving with a cold engine. Some vehicles even have remote start features that make this easier, but one verified viewer reached out to ask if warming their car could actually damage their engine. So let's verify. Our sources are the U.S. Department of Energy, Firestone Complete Auto Care, Smart Motors Toyota in Madison, Wisconsin, Chuck's Auto Repair in Seattle, and Napa Auto Parts. Gas-powered cars need oil to keep their engines lubricated. Chuck's Auto Repair explains when the engine is cold, gas may not evaporate completely as it combines with the air. This may lead to excess fuel in the chamber, which causes some of it to condense into the cylinder walls and strip away the lubricating oil. Our sources say this leads to more friction, which causes wear and tear and could eventually shorten the life of your engine. Instead, our sources recommend driving about 30 seconds after starting your car because the engine will warm up faster when the car is being driven.
Ironic. So you could be doing damage to these modern vehicles by allowing the vehicle to idle. Now, I'm not sure how much damage you're doing. I think that's to the cylinder walls because it's not mixing the fuel properly. But I guess... The reason why you had to do that with old vehicles was because they had carburetors on them. Modern vehicles don't have carburetors. They have computers that adjust the fuel-to-air mixture ratio and are pretty effective at doing that. So you don't need to worry about the vehicle. In fact, it performs much better if you do, like they said, a 30-second warm-up and then just start driving.
Yeah, can we just be honest, though? If you just get your oil changes on time, you probably do more for your car than not letting it idle.
Yeah, no, you got to do regular servicing. Also, make sure to inflate all your tires properly. That'll help your mileage,
But this is
help your
one
traction.
of many things that they told us back in the day that were great, that were completely wrong.
Well, apparently, when they say back in the day, it's been out of date for more than 40 years now. We're going on 45 years that advice has been out of date. So, yeah, I mean, and then again, also what we're talking about realistically is fairly minimal. When you're just talking about idling damage to your car, if you want to warm the car up, go ahead. Go ahead if you really want to. Here's another crazy story. We're running out of time, but I thought this was interesting, where a man in, I believe it was Nebraska, had a terrible accident at the McDonald's. So, be careful while you're driving in more ways than one. Here was the report from KSNB.
Police say a 69-year-old man died after being trapped between his vehicle and the building of the McDonald's on 2nd Street. Just before 10:30 a.m., Grand Island Police and fire responded to the scene where they discovered the man, identified as Michael Dickinson of Grand Island, pinned between his vehicle and a building in the drive-through lane. He was transported from the scene to CHI St. Francis emergency room, where he was pronounced dead. The investigation shows Dickinson was the sole occupant of the vehicle. The incident remains under investigation.
We have top men working on it right now. Who? Top men.
I mean, I'm not sure what kind of investigation they're doing. It mostly seems like operator error.
Is it crazy to say that? Yeah, he made it to the Golden Arches.
That's a bad pun, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Thanks for tuning in. This is Ethan and Jerry filling in on the Kendall and Casey Show.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 101 West Ohio, Indianapolis.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. Getting engaged? So friends, listen up. Shane Company engagement rings are protected with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We stand behind the same quality we've offered since 1929. Our rings are crafted to last. It's why our warranty is the only one that protects your center stone. We also cover repairs, resizings, cleanings, and so much more. That's money you keep for you and your family, because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Of all the times to buy a new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. $9,000 off a new Lincoln Corsair, $9,000 off a new Lincoln Nautilus, or $9,000 off a new Lincoln Aviator. Your choice of any of these great luxury cars, $9,000 off. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
Corsair stock number L25277, MSRP 5220. Nautilus stock number L25270, MSRP 57235. Aviator stock number L25246, MSRP 65165. See dealer for complete offer details.
Food insecurity is an urgent problem, one that impacts real Hoosiers. You can help today. Gleaners needs donations. Your contribution goes further with Gleaners. For every $10 you give, Gleaners leverages their resources to turn your $10 into $90 worth of groceries for families who desperately need help right now. Your gift benefits local community members, and every dollar counts. Gleaners also needs volunteers now to help with warehouse distribution. Go to gleaners.org and donate or get involved today.
Do you need furnace or heat pump service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust like Reinhardt Heating and Cooling? We'll find that American Standard dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
If your end of summer plans don't include a trip to Macy's, then you're missing out, because our Labor Day sale has huge savings to wrap up the season in style, like dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and INC, 100 and under, plus just what you need for fall, like Levi's for your whole crew, 30 to 40% off. It's also the best time to update your home with our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and more. Hurry in. Macy's Labor Day sale is going on now. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Experience the wonder of happy Honda days at Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Lease a 2025 Accord SE for $317 a month and zero down, or finance as low as 3.99% APR. Prefer an SUV? Lease a 2025 Pilot Sport all-wheel drive for $489 a month with zero down, or financing as low as 4.49% APR. Don't miss happy Honda days at Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Tax not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. $10K a year, all fees and first payment due at signing. Offer ends January 1st, 2026. See dealer for details.
Hey, coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, a busy Christmas morning for Indy fire crews. How one fire has impacted more than half a dozen people. Where a woman was struck and killed early this morning by a vehicle that drove off, and how one area doctor is trying to help those seeing a spike in their insurance premiums. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 10 o'clock.
President Trump taking action against radical Islamic terrorism. I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox News. The U.S. launching military strikes on ISIS sites in Nigeria on Christmas.
President Trump taking the action due to the persecution and killing of Christians in that country. The president writing on Truth Social that, quote, I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay. And tonight, there was. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth posting on X that, quote, the president was clear last month. The killing of innocent Christians in Nigeria must end. The Department of War is always ready. So ISIS found out tonight on Christmas. More to come. The U.S. government has been discussing the issue with the Nigerian government, threatening to cut off aid to the country if the situation is not fixed. Kevin Ureski, Fox News.
Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky says he plans to meet with President Trump this weekend as work continues to reach a peace deal in the war with Russia.
He posted on social media about a Christmas Day call Zelensky did. Today, we had a very good conversation with President Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, and Jared Kushner. We are truly working 24/7 to bring closer the end of this brutal Russian war against Ukraine and to ensure that all documents and steps are realistic, effective, and reliable. The 28th of December, Zelensky could pop up at Mar-a-Lago to hash things out further with President Trump. According to the Kiev Post, the Russians rejected a Christmas Day ceasefire, but appear vulnerable along the front lines, including in the northeast of Ukraine, where Russians are apparently cut off from supply lines.
Fox's Peter Doocy. Zelensky says the draft peace framework has been reduced to 20 points from 28 and includes proposed security guarantees involving Ukraine, European allies, and the U.S. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Not how they wanted to wake up Christmas morning. It's cloudy, 54 in Indianapolis. Plenty of clouds today with some light rain and fog this morning, too. The high 63. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's 10:02. The Indianapolis Fire Department says they responded to 3 house fires Thursday morning, all of them within about 2 hours of each other. One blaze displaced 7 people from their 2-story East Side home.
Fire. Where the house next door is on fire. I live at 8711 Beechwood Avenue. Yes, ma'am. We know. Beechwood Avenue, 8711.
Dispatchers received numerous calls from concerned neighbors about that fire. Thankfully, everyone got out and were taken to the hospital for treatment. A few animals died and one child was seriously injured. IMPD is investigating 2 separate shootings happening early this morning, including one that left a man dead. He was found shot in the 500 block of North Rural Street. He died later at a hospital. Elsewhere, a man and a woman drove up to an area where a pursuit had ended with their own gunshot wounds. The woman was taken to a hospital in critical condition. Police are trying to figure out if the shootings are connected. Also happening this morning, a woman is identified as the victim in a fatal hit and run. Officers say she was found near the roadway in the 500 block of South Girls School Road on Indy's southwest side. She was taken to a hospital in critical condition but was pronounced dead there. IMPD is now looking for the suspect vehicle after it drove away. As Indiana braces for a massive 20% spike in insurance premiums, one local doctor is giving patients a way to opt out of the system. Johnette Cruz reports.
Dr. Roopsie Bring, CEO of Elysian Med Spa and Rejuvenation Center, is starting a direct primary care initiative. It's a different approach to medicine that puts the patient, not the insurance company, in the driver's seat.
It's more of a, I like to say, a la carte style medicine. You get to pick and choose what you want, how you want it, and you are truly in charge of your health care.
By paying a flat monthly fee, Hoosiers are finding they can bypass traditional billing and keep their health care costs stable through 2026. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And the Indianapolis Colts are still alive in the playoff hunt, technically, but they will need to win their final 2 regular season games and get some help. It starts on Saturday when the Texans play the Chargers. If Houston wins, the Colts would be eliminated from postseason contention before they even play on Sunday. Colts quarterback Phillip Rivers was asked if he would be watching that game on Saturday.
Again, those things we can't control. When it gets to that point, obviously
I think from an approach standpoint, it shouldn't change, obviously, the effort and the desire to win.
Indy will try to avoid a 6th straight loss on Sunday when they host the Jacksonville Jaguars at Lucas Oil Stadium. Kickoff is set for 1 o'clock. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. Kendall and Casey back in 1 minute.
The cold weather has made it to Indiana, and you've noticed that your HVAC system can't keep up. But which way should you go? What system do you need? What size do you need? What's going to work for you and your family? You need Masters Heating and Cooling. If you're tired of HVAC and plumbing companies with confusing offers, Masters keeps it simple. Get a full second opinion from one of their Master Comfort Advisors completely free, so you can make your next home decision with confidence and peace of mind. That's a free second opinion, along with fantastic opportunities to get a perfect HVAC system tailored for you and your home. How about 0% financing for up to 60 months with a qualified system, or $1,000 off a full system replacement? Talk to Masters Heating and Cooling to get all the details. Call Masters Heating and Cooling today. 317-881-9074. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-881-9074. Masters Heating and Cooling. 881-9074, or online at mastersindy.com. That's mastersindy.com.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Welcome back to the Kendall and Casey Show, hour 2 of the program. You can find the podcast uploaded to WIBC.com. That's also where I upload my podcast for my show Saturday Night on the Circle, as well as my personal podcasting page, Saturday Night on the Circle.fireside.fm. And you can listen to me Saturdays, 7 to 9 p.m. My name is Ethan Hatcher. That's Jerry Lopez also filling in, and you can follow him at Indy Spanglish. And recently you've launched a YouTube podcast, haven't you? What's that all about?
I have. So it's me and my good friend Brian Alvey, just two guys chopping it up. It's called Those Ash, A-S-H, Holes. I make sure I spell that in the middle there. Because it's a little bit different when you're on the radio. Can't have any slips.
No. FCC would not be very, very happy with that. But you can say whatever you want on a podcast.
There you go. Yeah, we have a great interview coming out today. It's Layman Brewster, ex-heavyweight champion from Indianapolis. Last guy to knock out Vladimir Klitschko.
Okay, very cool.
We interviewed him, but just chopping it up. We release it every week, and on YouTube, come find us.
Yeah, give him a follow, give him a like. Speaking of Hoosier icons, we recently had a Hoosier icon pass away at the age of 85. Of course, I'm referring to personal injury attorney Ken Nunn. I'm sure most people in the listening audience and also in the surrounding broadcasting regions are familiar with Ken Nunn. How many people have seen his commercials over the years, Jerry?
Yeah, most people might know his number by heart.
Yeah, he was pretty ubiquitous as well. But here was Wish TV making the report of his passing, which happened on Christmas Eve.
Ken Nunn, a prominent personal injury lawyer based here in Indiana, has died at 85. His law office confirmed his death in a statement on social media. His cause of death has not been released. Nunn died sometime in the morning of Christmas Eve. He's survived by his son and daughter, David and Vicky, and his 2 grandkids, Katie and Jimmy. Nunn, a familiar face in several commercials and on billboards spotted across the state, was described as tough, smart, and incredibly organized.
Goodbye, old friend. May the force be with you.
And I mean, an incredible hard worker, too. I think he was working right up until his passing away at age 85, and that's something I think anybody can aspire to. Whatever his cause of death was, I mean, it's got to be natural causes, Jerry. If you're passing away at 85, you've lived a pretty rich, ripe life. Especially one like his, very successful life.
Very successful, part of the community. Didn't know him as a person, but you don't stay in business that long without doing it right, I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know him as a person either, but I think everybody knows him from his ubiquitous commercials. How many times, like, I used to fall asleep to this watching TV in the early hours of the morning when I was visiting my dad growing up.
You're driving along and wham, just like that, this guy hits you.
I'm attorney Ken Nunn. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. It's just that easy. I'll start working on your case today.
It's easy to call Ken Nunn. He works hard to get you the money you deserve.
It's just that easy. Just call me.
When you get hurt in a car wreck, you just pick up the phone and call Ken Nunn. It's just that easy.
Just call me. I'll take care of everything, and I'll work hard to get you every dollar you deserve.
It's just that easy. Just that easy.
Hurt in a car wreck, I'm attorney Ken Nunn. Call me. It's just that easy.
And he was a good friend.
That was the first thing that I thought of, when I saw the report that he passed away. Oh, man, who's going to get me all the money I deserve now? I'll get you all the money you deserve. Call Ken Nunn. It's good stuff. I mean, look, regardless of what you feel about the personal injury field, because some of them call them ambulance chasers, and it could be a cutthroat industry, but so is lawyering in general. He was a successful Hoosier. Anybody who starts a small business, I mean, he grew it into a respectable, I believe, national firm where it's not just the Indiana region that he was covering, but multiple other states as well, familiar with the face and the voice of Ken Nunn, the personal injury attorney.
Yeah, two things take me back to my childhood. Unsolved Mysteries and Ken Nunn.
And then I also, of course, I was doing some research, doing the show prep for this morning, and came across a blooper reel from those commercials. And it shows you that there's a lighthearted side to this guy, and then also shows you the hard work that goes on behind the scenes for any broadcasting job, whether it's making commercials or recording audio here on the radio. You know, there are slip-ups like this all the time, and I thought it was good, especially since he's passed away, just to see a lighter side of Ken Nunn and hear that. This was humorous to me.
Ready, action. Am I supposed to start it right there? Just call me. Let's go. Let's get started. I stumbled on that. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, stop worrying about your car wreck. Call me right now. See, you catch me off guard when you do. I'm still waiting. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got to say something now. If you or a loved one took the drug Accutane, I said that wrong. Accutane. Call me right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. See, why do I do this? I always said sleep better tonight. It is creepy. Okay, all right. Don't just say no to a tiny check. Say no way.
Yeah. Bigger choice, the better.
And then flip them off. Oh, that's useful. We shouldn't have said that.
But behind the scenes of Ken Nunn's commercial production. So, yeah, it's not all smooth sailing. But, you know, when you have such a storied career and so many different commercials, you're going to have bloopers like that. And I think it's fun to see the behind the scenes to a hardworking guy like Ken Nunn. Again, the level of success that he, as a business person, a small business person in Indiana, a Hoosier, obtained, anybody would want to achieve that level of success. And you have to be a hard worker to get there.
Yeah, and to be such a member of the community.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't burn your own brand and stay in town that long without doing it right.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be, like you said, well-known and then well-respected, you got to be doing something right. And so passing away at the age of 85, he will be missed, survived by his son, by his daughter, who I'm sure will do everything they can to carry on his legacy and continue representing people in their personal injury claims very well.
Yep. And make sure you get all the money you need.
All the money you deserve. Thanks for listening to the Kendall and KC Show. Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez filling in. Stay tuned for more on 93 WIBC.
Narco-terrorist dead in the water.
93 WIBC.
We have a massive armada form, the biggest we've ever had.
What happens next?
The death toll now topping 100.
Happens here.
Russia is pledging full support for Maduro's government.
Ukraine says it was attacked overnight.
Stay in the know.
The DOJ is still withholding Epstein files.
While you're on the go.
Threatening to hold Attorney General Pam Bondi in contempt of Congress.
A wheelchair-bound Army veteran detained by ICE.
$1.7 billion, the fourth largest lottery prize ever.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
Food insecurity is an urgent problem, one that impacts real Hoosiers. You can help today. Gleaners needs donations. Your contribution goes further with Gleaners. For every $10 you give, Gleaners leverages their resources to turn your $10 into $90 worth of groceries for families who desperately need help right now. Your gift benefits local community members, and every dollar counts. Gleaners also needs volunteers now to help with warehouse distribution. Go to gleaners.org and donate or get involved today.
Is your home stressing you out? Why not sell it to us? We will buy any property in any condition.
We receive a tremendous amount of phone calls on that property. A lot of them are very aggravating. You're not going to buy it over the phone, so let's don't kick tires. Come and look, say yay or nay, and then we can both go on down the street. And so James did come, looked it over, we talked, chatted. James, he did a good job. Did what he said he was going to do.
Call Simple Quarters 317-900-HOME.
There's one name for every home system: Chapman. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, drains, electrical, and now proudly serving Bloomington. Remember the man for all seasons, and now more reasons. Chapman. ChapmanHeating.com.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Got any gadgets? Get online protection. NordVPN has a ho-ho holiday deal just for you. Get up to 77% off plus 3 extra months. According to PC Mag, this VPN service is rated as outstanding. A single NordVPN account secures up to 10 devices. You can share online protection with your loved ones. NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro feature helps you block malware, avoid phishing, and stop annoying digital trackers. NordVPN scans the dark web and checks if your sensitive credentials haven't gotten into the wrong hands. This cybersecurity tool also encrypts your browsing. You can enjoy the internet with more peace of mind. Just a few taps and you're safer online. Let your gadgets sparkle with online security. Go to NordVPN.com and get up to 77% off plus 3 extra months. NordVPN.
Heat and cool your man cave, attic, garage, or bonus room without adding ductwork with Mitsubishi Electric ductless mini splits.
To find out more, just go to absolutecomfort.org.
Jerry, stop me if you've heard this one before. Violent repeat criminal offender let loose to reoffend on society and grievously injures an innocent person. Why do we keep hearing this story on repeat? Doesn't matter the city, it's over and over and over again. If it's a Democrat-run municipality, you have these violent offenders that are let loose on society and attack the innocent again and again and again, and I'm sick of it.
Yeah, I think when you go back to it, it's the like no bail projects. And remember when the Summer of Love was going on and you had all these different NGOs out here trying to bail people out. There are no repercussions for people's crimes they commit, and they're not afraid of the law anymore. And when you have prosecutors like the one we have in this city in Indianapolis, they know they're going to, okay, you're going to put on handcuffs, you're going to take a picture, you're going to be out tomorrow.
This just happened December 5th in Seattle, and we've gotten more footage of this terrible attack. A violent repeat offender by the name of Fale Pea, 42 years old, arrested very shortly after the attack outside of King County Courthouse by the Sheriff's Department, who was near the courthouse at the time of the attack. And listen to the way that they talk about this repeat offender, because he was known to the law enforcement community. This, unfortunately, was not news to them, but the woman he attacked is going to have to carry this injury with her for the rest of her life. Blinded her, Jerry. This is sick.
It's just before noon on December 5th outside the King County Courthouse in Seattle. That's 75-year-old Jeanette Markin standing on the corner, and police say this is Fale Pea walking up with a stick in his hand when out of nowhere he attacks her. Jeanette is knocked to the ground. Bystanders take a picture of the suspect, then rush to help Jeanette. The full scope of what happened wasn't clear yet. Police arrested Pea a block away and found the weapon, this wooden board with a screw through the end of it. Police say that screw went through Jeanette's eye.
Who is this guy? Is he?
He's a regular. He usually punches. I guess today he decides to escalate things way worse than his usual.
Where is he usually?
He's usually just up and down third.
As paramedics race her to the hospital, it becomes obvious police know Fale Pea well.
You have the suspect's ID?
Yeah, suspect's ID. He's being searched right now. Yeah. You know him?
Oh, he's notorious for random assaults on 3rd Street.
Court records show Pea had multiple prior convictions for assault, including stabbing someone 8 times at a party.
Oh, that was horrible. You're horrible. You're an irredeemable monster.
Oh, what took you so long, idiot?
So we heard from 2 separate law enforcement officers there. One where he said, oh, well, he's a regular. He usually punches. And the other said, he's known for random assaults walking up and down 3rd Street. If you are known for random assaults, you should you should definitely be in prison far away from civil society. what has gotten so screwed up with our priorities, Jerry?
I mean, it ended with he also stabbed somebody at a party.
Yeah.
This guy, what are we doing? Who does he have to kill before they put him in jail?
Well, and now he blinded this woman. I mean, a totally random attack.
And do you see the escalation? He usually punches. He stabs somebody at a party. Now he hit a lady in the face with a club that had a nail in it.
Yeah, just
What's next?
Yeah, just a loose board and punctured her eye. And she's going to have to carry that because, I mean, you know, she's lost vision out of that eye permanently. Going to have to carry that for the rest of her life. And her family brought up an excellent point. She didn't know that she wasn't, you know, allowed to be around 3rd Street near this guy. She just minded her own business, walking the street. It's not incumbent upon civilians to be aware of where these criminal freaks are wandering around the city. It's incumbent on law enforcement officers, on city officials to keep law and order, to keep the civil society safe and protected.
But it goes back to the conversation we had to lead maybe the second segment. If the National Guard is on the street, this probably doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And it's moments like this, it's things like this that are going to force that to be the case.
This is a concept, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later in the show, but it's known as anarcho-tyranny. And the anarchy is where the law enforcement is not directed towards repeat offenders and violent criminals, but then it is enacted to punish law-abiding citizens, to restrict your freedom of movement, to restrict your freedom of speech, to restrict your ability to live and interact in civil society, but then leave these people completely untouched. That's anarcho-tyranny. It's a completely unbalanced system, and it's one that we are unfortunately falling victim to because of this mentality that a lot of leftist judges, prosecutors, and city officials have when it comes to these recidivist repeat offenders. And then now, already his public defender is singing the song of mental incompetency. Well, he's not fit to stand trial. If you're not fit to stand trial, if you do not understand the difference between right or wrong, you should be locked away in a padded cell and kept away from civil society, not released. That's not an excuse to release the person or not an excuse not to hold him accountable. If anything, it should be a higher degree of accountability because this is somebody who's criminally insane, who doesn't have the mental capacity to understand the harm and the devastation that he inflicts on others. And oh, get this, Jerry, it gets even better. He identifies as transgender. Listen to the public defender.
Wayne 15 viewers reached.
Public Defender Kevin Robinson was quick to bring up Fale Pea's long history of mental incompetence this morning.
I have worked with Ms. Pea briefly before, and I've reviewed the history of contact that she's had with both the mental health and the legal system. There's a long history of findings of incompetence and the symptoms that have been noted before. I have observed personally today.
Although charging documents don't mention Pea's mental health, they show Pea's long history with the justice system. It reads, quote, the defendant has a prior conviction for assault in the 2nd degree in 2011. Defendant also has misdemeanor convictions for assault in 2024, 4 times in 2023, and once in 2020.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
And it's not just him. It's people like DeCarlos Brown, who remember stabbed Irina Zarutska on the train there outside of Charlottesville, North Carolina.
You had the guy that set the woman on fire in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And that judge said, we can't lock up everybody. That's literally what she said. We can't lock up everywhere. And Mayor Brandon Johnson comes out and says we can't arrest our way out of this.
We don't expect you to lock up everybody. That's such a conflation.
And El Salvador would completely disagree.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, they have had success in driving down the murder rate in El Salvador by enforcing the law. They've had success in New York City. This was something I was going to report on in this segment. Crime plummeted by 65% in Washington Square Park after the NYPD kicked off a 24/7 crackdown at the Greenwich Village landmark targeting dealers, junkies, and scofflaws, according to new data. Is anybody shocked that when you enforce the law, crime decreases? It shouldn't be a shock. This should be common sense.
Yeah, it's sad that we have to take back our streets. Mm-hmm. And our streets. This is not Republican, Democrat. I don't ask your political affiliation when I walk past you down the street, nor do I care. I just expect you to act like a respectful person and go about your way.
Well, expecting society to be reasonably free and clear of violent random assaults, I don't think is a high bar to set. It shouldn't be a high bar to set in the United States of America.
When we could drop a missile through a window to hit you on the toilet and not ruin the rest of your house, we sure as hell can clean up Circle City.
Elsewhere in the country, another woman fell victim to these violent repeat offenders. This was 40-year-old Antonio Moore, who randomly stabbed a woman to death, 65-year-old, at the Barnes & Noble in Florida in Palm Beach on 8 p.m. this past Monday the 22nd. The victim, Rita Longrich, she unfortunately passed away as a result of her injuries. And once again, this is somebody who was known to law enforcement, who had an extensive criminal history, who was let back loose on society to reoffend. And we cannot... This experiment of attempting to sympathize and empathize with the assailants over the victims has been nothing short of an abject failure. We cannot continue to live this way, Jerry.
I mean, imagine being well, first of all, this lady died, which sucks, right? She's
It's
a victim
inexcusable.
of a random attack by a psychopath, known psychopath.
Yeah.
Even the public defender in the case you talked about out of Seattle goes, yeah, I know this guy. What do you think the cops are thinking?
Yeah.
Even the public defender's like, I don't know what you want me to do with this guy.
Well, the cops said that they knew him. Oh, yeah, he's a regular. He usually punches, but it's escalated. He walks up and down 3rd Street and has been convicted of multiple assaults. Why are you not in jail? Why are you not in prison?
If that's your mom and she's in the hospital blind, how does that help you?
Yeah.
And here's the even worse part, and it sucks because she does deserve something, but you can't sue this guy. He doesn't have anything either.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to hold these city officials responsible. You have to hold the elected officers in the community, these judges, these prosecutors, the elected officials, the mayors, the people who are hamstringing law enforcement from doing their jobs that anybody reasonably expects them to accomplish. And I'm sure the police officers would love to be in a position where, yeah, this guy is thrown away, but all the police officers can do is arrest. They're not in the courtroom. They're not in the courtroom. They're not doing the prosecuting. All they can do is just, capture this guy and then expect the other elements of the system to step in and do what we expect them to do in a civil society.
So this is a guy that went by female pronouns, right? He
Yes.
identified as trans. So if this was my family member in a first of its time, first ever, I would sue for his pronouns. You are now a he, him. You lost him.
Well, then also, if you're mentally incompetent to stand trial, how are you mentally competent to identify your gender?
Well,
why is that not
the other
a
way?
symptom
If
of
you don't know your own
insanity?
gender, if you don't know your own gender, you're probably not competent to stand trial.
There we go. And if you're not competent to stand trial, then you should be kept away. You should be locked in a padded cell. In some ways, this is an indictment of Ronald Reagan, who, famously closed down the mental asylums and the institutions. And yes, there were horrible abuses that went on in those places, but they needed to be reformed, not removed, because the alternative of where law enforcement is now having to do the dirty work of what used to be the mental health care system in the United States, again, is not working. And sending in social workers is not the solution to these violent repeat offenders who are victimizing innocent random civilians across the United States. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of these stories. We could literally do probably an entire show if we wanted to dig up all the data, instead of just one segment on it. But here's at least 3 different offenders in 3 different municipalities that we've talked about with extensive criminal histories that were let loose to reoffend.
Yeah, and I think it just goes to show how much we really should appreciate the police officers in all these towns who aren't getting the support that they need from local prosecutors.
The lunatics are running the asylum, and, you have that data coming out of Washington Square Park in New York City. But get ready, Bal, because you're going to be in for a problem when Mamdani takes control just in a couple of weeks, actually. I believe he's assuming office at the beginning of January, and now the lunatics are really going to be running the asylum down there, and you don't think that he has any intention of enforcing law and order. If anything, it's going to get worse. You had that woman that was already set on fire in the subway, and Governor Kathy Hochul had to deploy something that we were talking about earlier in the show, had to deploy the National Guard just to keep citizens safe. Why did she have to deploy the National Guard? Because local elected Democrat officials are not enforcing basic law and order with the tools that they have at their disposal. And anarcho tyranny squarely victimizes the innocent and then rewards criminal offenders.
Yep, that's it. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how it goes down in New York City.
Yeah, and then elsewhere we have problems, and get ready. Here in Fort Wayne, they're having issues. This was a report from Wayne about a homeless encampment along, River Greenway Trail that has now overflowed into the trail, and trash accumulating beneath local Veterans Memorial Bridge. Get ready for more assaults to happen in that area if they don't clean it up in short order. This reporting coming from WANE.
Wayne 15 viewers reached out to us about a homeless encampment taking over the River Greenway Trail. This is what our cameras found. People there tell us they had been working to clean it up since 7 in the morning, and police are aware of the situation. This also comes after Mayor Tucker wrote a letter to City Council about a new homeless shelter being a priority. You can read the mayor's letter and council's response right now on Wayne.com. Wayne 15 did reach out to the city for a response. They say multiple city departments are actively checking on the situation and will respond accordingly. Protocol requires a 72-hour notice be posted before the site can be cleaned.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here! Get the out of my room! If you're breaking the law, there shouldn't have to be a notice. It should the response should be absolutely immediate. If you know about the problem, that's not enough. You got to do something about the problem.
Yep, and once you know about it, you're responsible for it.
That's all we expect. Thanks for listening to WIBC. This is the Kendall and Casey Show with Ethan and Jerry filling in. Stay tuned. WIBC News is coming up next.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Striking on Christmas. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending now at 10:31. The U.S. military hitting ISIS targets in Nigeria. Fox's Madison Scarpino has the latest.
President Trump says ISIS has been viciously killing primarily Christians in Nigeria, and he says there will be many more dead terrorists if the murders continue. So the president announcing the strikes on Truth Social last night, saying in part, quote, "Our country will not allow radical Islamic terrorism to prosper." And other reaction pouring in from people like Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, who's saying, quote, "The president was clear last month. The killing of innocent Christians in Nigeria and elsewhere must end. The Department of War is always ready."
The president's claims about a genocide targeting Christians have been rejected by Nigeria's government, who argue it's actually a regional security problem that's leaving many Muslims dead, not just Christians. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he feels confident about progress of peace negotiations after speaking with Jared Kushner and U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff on Thursday. Zelensky said on Monday that the draft peace framework has been reduced to 20 points from 28, and it includes proposed security guarantees involving Ukraine, European allies, and the U.S. A former federal prosecutor is discussing what President Trump could do following the Supreme Court's ruling on the deployment of National Guard troops to Chicago.
The other thing President Trump could do, and he hasn't done yet, and he will get backing from the courts if he decides to do so, is invoke the Insurrection Act, which allows him to deploy the military if it's impractical to enforce federal law.
That's Jonathan Fahey on Fox News. The SCOTUS ruling blocked Guard members from being sent to Illinois. The vote was 6-3. And Amazon MGM Studios releasing this week the first teaser for Madden, a biographical film about the life of legendary NFL coach and broadcaster John Madden. Nicolas Cage will be in the iconic role. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577.
For service today?
Today.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning. Jim Scott is the owner, and he says they stand behind their work just like American Standard stands behind their equipment.
We give everybody a 3-year labor warranty, and then the manufacturer gives 10 years. So, yeah, people are pretty well accept.
So if you're in Clinton, Boone, or Hamilton counties, just go to jimsheating-air.com for Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local independent American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning Platinum customer care dealer.
Life's full of unexpected joys, like problems with water. That's why there's Michaelis, a crew of 24/7 experts who are rescue ready, day or night, one phone call, for a gazillion disasters. Over 3 decades of restoring your home or business to better than new condition. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Call 844-FIX-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
This year, make Christmas cash with Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling, family owned in Indy for 3 generations, are names you know and trust. Bring in your scrap aluminum, steel, copper, or brass and turn it into holiday spending money. Whether you're decking the halls, buying gifts, or just want a little extra jingle in your pocket, cash is king at Farnsworth.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Looking for a cozy spot to relax, work, or grab your coffee to go? LC Coffee House in Noblesville, Indiana has you covered. Try our indulgent affogato, a sweet blend of espresso and ice cream. Or sample our coffee flights to discover your perfect brew. In a rush, our drive-thru is ready to serve you fast and fresh. Need a space to collaborate? We offer meeting rooms perfect for co-working. Whether you're grabbing a quick drink or spending the day with us, LC Coffee House is the place to be.
It started off as a drip, so Washington ignored the problem for decades. Then suddenly the pipe burst. Then illegal immigrants poured into our country across our southern border. But no more. Thanks to President Donald Trump and Congressman Jim Baird, the pipe has been fixed for good. In Congress, Baird worked to pass legislation that, according to the House Homeland Security Committee Majority Office, provides funding for the removal of millions of criminal illegal aliens across the country, allows for the completion of President Trump's border wall, authorizes the hiring of thousands of new ICE personnel, Customs and Border Protection officers, and Border Patrol agents, and stops the flow of deadly fentanyl into Indiana. To learn more about how President Trump and Congressman Jim Baird are solving America's immigration crisis and keeping our communities safe, call Congressman Baird's office at 317-563-5567 or visit baird.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
I like this bump, Kylan. What is this bump? What is this?
This is Bittersweet Symphony by The Verve.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You'll know it as soon as it gets into it.
Yeah, I recognize the violins.
Love it.
Yeah, good choice, producer Kylan. She's always such a hard worker. We love producer Kylan. Does a good job filling in today. And then also does a fantastic job on the First Day Show with Terry Stacy. You should definitely give that a listen from 11 to 1 p.m. on Sundays. And sometimes I participate as well with a reoccurring segment, Antique Show and Tell. We've had a lot of fun on the First Day Show.
Oh, yeah. You have to stop by Sundays 11 to 1, like you said. It's so much fun.
Thanks for listening to WIBC. This is the Kendall and Casey Show. Ethan Hatcher from Saturday Night on the Circle and Jerry Lopez at Indy Spanglish on the Twitter machine filling in today for Kendall and Casey. One topic that we've discussed a little bit in the last segment, Jerry, but I wanted to dive in more in this segment is the concept of anarcho-tyranny. Had you ever heard of that before?
Not specifically.
This is a fairly recent concept that was first introduced by a conservative commentator by the name of Samuel Francis, who defined the condition as a combination of oppressive government power against the innocent and the law-abiding, while simultaneously a grotesque paralysis of the ability or will to use that power, carrying out basic public duties such as protection or public safety. It is characteristic of anarcho-tyranny that it not only fails to punish criminals and enforce legitimate order, but also criminalizes the innocent. And in this respect, its failures bring the country or important parts of it close to a state of anarchy. That semblance of anarchy is coupled with many of the characteristics of tyranny, under which innocent and law-abiding citizens are punished by the state or suffer gross violations of their rights and liberty at the hands of the state. Francis identified the punishment of the non-compliant as the real purpose of the tyranny component. And one of the aspects that we've seen narco-tyranny in action from the states are issuing the CDLs, commercial driver's license, to illegal aliens who can't read the language, who don't know the traffic laws, and putting them behind the wheels of multi-ton, dangerous 18-wheel rigs. This is a problem, Jerry, and it's resulted in multiple fatalities across the country, in California, in Florida, in Arizona, in other communities as well. This is a problem.
And we're seeing it, a lot of truckers come down from Canada that are causing a lot of these issues.
Mm-hmm.
And how many times have you seen one of these guys try to bust a UE in a big rig and it ends up killing, 3 carloads of people?
Yeah, because they pull the entire trailer across all lanes of traffic, and there's no way to escape it. If you are traveling at 70 miles an hour and this happens anywhere close to you, you don't have the mechanical braking time. Even if you respond in an adequate amount of time, there just is, because of how physics works, you're not going to be able to stop in time. And Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, who is a wonderful relief compared to old Pete Buttigieg, who was, I didn't realize how important these transportation secretary was until Pete Buttigieg came along, because hot damn, you recognized what it was like when we had a bad transportation secretary behind the helm. Sean Duffy putting a stop to a lot of that and is now threatening Colorado with removing over $25 million of federal funding if they don't get their CDL licenses into compliance. Almost 22% of the CDLs in the state are for illegal aliens, Jerry. This is nuts.
And this is in Colorado, right?
Yeah, that's in Colorado.
So I knew I had heard something like this recently. New York City, New York. They said out of 32,000 of these CDLs, close to 1,700, or 17,000 were given to people that should never even have them.
Geez, so that's almost half. That's even worse than Colorado. Well, yeah, Secretary Duffy needs to start cracking down in short order, which is what he's threatening to do.
And they're valid for 8 years in New York. So.
This according to Fox News.
Accusing Colorado of slow walking the purge of illegal CDLs. Duffy saying every day that goes by is another day unqualified, unvetted foreign truckers are jeopardizing the safety of you and your family. He's threatening to pull $24 million in highway funds from Colorado if the state does not act quickly.
Do it.
Absolutely. Do it immediately. If you are endangering the lives of citizens by giving it to unqualified drivers, then your federal funding should be removed. You should not be empowered and enabled to further endanger the life of citizens.
I mean, I'll take it a step further. If you're not willing to uphold just the laws of this country, you should be impeached no matter what you are. Yeah. I'm so tired of hearing a governor decide that, oh, this is a sanctuary state. Now you don't have to follow the immigration policy in my state, or we'll give you this, or we're not going to work with Department of Homeland on a federal detainer for this guy for some political. Uphold the laws, and that's your job.
You also mentioned, the sanctuary states. It's amazing the selectiveness that these states want to have on which crimes they want to prosecute, which crimes they don't want to prosecute, what laws they want to follow, what laws they don't want to follow. And while simultaneously they're flouting federal immigration law by declaring their states sanctuary cities or sanctuary states and giving shelter to illegal immigrants who are breaking the law, they also want to give due process as a means to prevent the law from being enforced against these illegal immigrants. There's been a lot of hand-wringing about, oh, well, you need to make sure that all these illegal immigrants have due process in the court system when they understand there's more than 15 million illegal immigrants. If you covered 3 a day, there's more than 600 immigration judges in the country, so that's 1,800 a day. It would still take more than 100 years to process all of these cases in the government that we currently have established. It's not possible, something that the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Stephen Miller made very clear, and he's spot on this, Jerry.
I just wish we lived in a country where the media gave 1/10 a damn as much about Americans who were murdered and brutalized and savagely killed, beaten to death, as they did about whether illegal aliens that we all agree are illegal aliens should get 1 million days in court and 1 million trials and 1 million this and 1 million that. There's 15 million illegal aliens that violently enter the country. If every one of them got the trial that you're asking for, it would take us centuries to remove them. Centuries. We'd be talking about this in 300-400 years. Their great-great-great-grandchildren would be the ones representing them in court. That's how long it would take. Illegal aliens who come to our country have to be removed, and they have to be removed quickly, and that is an essential component of having something that we like to call a country.
Oh, yes! 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 Oh! Yes! 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 Yes!
If you have already stepped over due process by violating immigration law, you should not be afforded due process. You should be deported immediately. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. This shouldn't be complicated. It shouldn't be controversial.
Well, it goes to a bigger question. Yeah, we have rights from the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, but does that apply to anybody that's stepping on this ground? Like, do you walk over from Mexico or come over on a boat from Ghana or wherever illegally, and all of a sudden you have the right to bear arms? You have the right to everything?
Well, they don't have the right to bear arms. The Supreme Court recently ruled that if you have already violated federal immigration law, then it is reasonable to deprive that person who has already violated the law the rights of the Second Amendment that would be afforded to law-abiding United States citizens.
If you can take the second, you can take the rest.
Yes. Yes, it is laying the groundwork there. And absolutely, again, if you are violating the law, you should not be afforded the protections of the law. This seems pretty simple.
And why should I pay to adjudicate all these cases?
Right.
The American taxpayers are going to pay for 17 million individual cases to get out all these illegals?
Well, this is the state of anarcho-tyranny, where the law breakers are being protected, but the law abiders are being punished. This is the core concept of the last two segments that we've discussed, and it's not just the United States that is doing this, Jerry. It's other states as well. You see it starting to happen in the United Kingdom, in Australia, where now they are going to punish people for exercising their speech. They are punishing hate speech in the wake of the Bondi Beach terrorist attack, as opposed to going after violent Islamists who are endangering the lives of their citizens. And this is very scary stuff. This is anarcho-tyranny in action, Jerry.
The National Security Investigations teams are a flying squad of hate disruptors who focus on high harm, high impact, politically motivated violence, communal violence, and hate crimes that don't meet the threshold for terrorism investigations, but that we know drive fear and division. This is all about stopping hate and division earlier and well before it leads to violence. So far, this crack squad has charged 14 individuals across 13 investigations, and of those, 4 individuals across 4 operations were charged for offences relating to anti-Semitism. The teams were responsible for a recent week-long national blitz on the distribution and display of prohibited symbols. The announcement today to boost the numbers of our hate disruptors, as well as planned changes to lower the threshold for hate speech, will make it easier for the AFP to take action quicker.
We do what we must because we can.
You see, it's the speech that needs to be criminalized.
Lower the expectation for hate speech. Well, you see what they're doing in the UK? They will show up to your house and lock you up because your social media post offended somebody.
Yeah, if you rape a woman, you can be let loose because you're just a victim of the culture. But if you post a meme on social media that's seen by 30 people, then you can be sent to jail in 6 months. For 6 months. Something that actually happened over there.
Yeah, it happens pretty often. I mean, just simple Google search, man arrested for social media post, will give you everything you need.
Far too often, and if it weren't for the Constitution, this would already be in full effect
and
here in the
United States. And we're not talking about Morocco or Saudi Arabia. This is in the United Kingdom. This is in London.
Yeah, and in Australia, and they're doing their damnedest to bring it here to the United States as well. Thanks for listening to the Kendall and Casey Show. Coming up next, it seems that Amazon has made a pretty interesting alteration to a beloved Christmas classic. Is it an insidious change, or are they trying to skirt copyright law? We'll explain more about that coming up next, so stay tuned.
Hammer and Nigel show this afternoon. We'll recap Christmas. Big Nige is out, so Chris Hammer is in on a Beer Sample Friday.
The Indianapolis real estate market is strong, but not easy. Now is a good time to sell only if you hire a real estate team that knows how to aggressively market your home, like Mark Dietl Realty. You want a fast, guaranteed, no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Mark Dietl is the real estate expert trusted and recommended with the sale of your home. Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed-upon upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Pick your move date. No long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Neil in Indianapolis said, I'd already moved and listed my old home with an agent friend for 60 days. Not happy, I decided to evaluate the Mark Dietel marketing plan, and I switched. To my relief, after about 15 days on the market, the Mark Dietel team sold my home as is for the price I needed. Call the local Indianapolis agent, trusted and recommended. The agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. That's Mark Dietel. Call today, 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark Dietel, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
While you may not have to travel around the entire world on Christmas Eve, it's nice to know Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. So head out on your holiday journey in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Over 2,000 to choose from. Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and more. Buy with zero down. Yes, zero down delivers. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your trade. Bring Hubler your old car for an immediate appraisal. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Includes a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. No matter where your journeys take you, Hubler's got you covered with the best warranty around. Happy holidays, Indiana. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 convenient locations. Select models, approved credit. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Marcus Morris here with Family Heating and Air. As we're reaching colder weather, you may find yourself in need of furnace service. At Family, we specialize in solutions to extend your furnace life. Call the Fix-It team from Family. You can easily reach us at familyhvac.net. From our family to yours, have a happy holiday.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
If you or someone you know needs help putting food on the table, that help is closer than you think. WIBC cares. We've partnered with local food banks and organizations to provide resources for those who need them. Just go to WIBC.com and look for the banner that says Find Free Food Near You. You'll find a link to Community Compass, an up-to-date interactive map that shows locations, days, and times for you to collect food at no cost, as well as other resources to help you through this challenging time. Find community help now at WIBC.com.
Experience the wonder of happy Honda days at Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Lease a 2025 Accord SE for $317 a month and zero down, or finance as low as 3.99% APR. Prefer an SUV? Lease a 2025 Pilot Sport all-wheel drive for $489 a month with zero down, or financing as low as 4.49% APR. Don't miss happy Honda days at Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Tax not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. $10K a year, all fees and first payment due at signing. Offer ends January 1st, 2026. See dealer for details.
If your end of summer plans don't include a trip to Macy's, then you're missing out, because our Labor Day sale has huge savings to wrap up the season in style. Like dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and INC, 100 and under. Plus, just what you need for fall, like Levi's for your whole crew, 30 to 40% off. It's also the best time to update your home with our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and more. Hurry in. Macy's Labor Day sale is going on now. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Got any gadgets? Get online protection. NordVPN has a ho-ho holiday deal just for you. Get up to 77% off plus 3 extra months. According to PC Mag, this VPN service is rated as outstanding. A single NordVPN account secures up to 10 devices. You can share online protection with your loved ones. NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro feature helps you block malware, avoid phishing, and stop annoying digital trackers. NordVPN scans the dark web and checks if your sensitive credentials haven't gotten into the wrong hands. This cybersecurity tool also encrypts your browsing. You can enjoy the internet with more peace of mind. Just a few taps and you're safer online. Let your gadgets sparkle with online security. Go to NordVPN.com and get up to 77% off plus 3 extra months. NordVPN.
Heat and cool with nearly geothermal efficiency in places you can't fit ductwork with Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits.
Just go to AbsoluteComfort.org. That's AbsoluteComfort.org.
Experience Trump 1 year later with Tony Katz on January 24th at 6 p.m. Enjoy thought-provoking discussion, tasty hors d'oeuvres, and a chance to mingle with others. Thanks to our sponsor, PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. More info at WIBC.com.
Welcome back to the Kendall and Casey Show with Ethan and Jerry filling in. Jerry, this was an article that you shared with me. Apparently now Amazon is coming after It's a Wonderful Life. What's this all about?
Yeah, it looks like they're just really trying to save a little bit of money, honestly. But they cut out a very famous scene. People noticed.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the whole emotional heart of the film. It's the whole point of the film where he discovers that his life has meaning and value because he sees what the world would be without that. And they cut, I guess, a 22-minute part of the film. And yeah, apparently, according to the University of Connecticut, this is not a creative choice by Amazon. I think many people took it personally because this is a beloved Christmas classic for a lot of people, but it's not a creative choice from them. Like you said, they're just trying to save a little bit of money because of the tangled copyright status of the movie. This dates all the way back to 1974 when the distributor failed to renew the movie's copyright and allowed it to elapse into the public domain. Ironically, allowing that to happen is what elevated the movie to the beloved status that it has today because it was a commercial flop upon initial release.
Yeah.
And getting to broadcast it on broadcast television is what made it go into a Christmas classic. But although the distributor allowed the copyright to elapse, the story that it is based on still has copyright as well as the soundtrack. So it is more of a logistics choice to snip out the portion that is most directly tied to the short story on which it is based that they removed in order so that way they don't got to shell out some extra shekels.
Yeah, here it says legal experts believe this edited version appears to be a workaround to the copyright. So by removing that specific sequence, distributors believe they could avoid infringing on any of the short stories' copyright while also offering a short version of the film.
I do think it would behoove Amazon to probably make some sort of announcement about this because so far they haven't chose to comment. And when you allow the public to make their own conclusions, then yeah, I think they're going to, especially with such a beloved movie and such a strange choice, they're going to infer something pernicious going on there.
Yeah, I think most people are worried about anything that's edited these days.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it appears just to be a copyright issue. But still, definitely watch the whole version of that film. It's much better. Thanks for listening to the Kendall and Casey Show on 93 WIBC. Stay tuned. Hour 3 coming up next.
Attention Indiana homeowners, are you dealing with a wet and moldy crawl space? Hi, I'm Adam Swain with Swain Co. Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts dedicated to fixing your crawl space right the first time. And with our new no interest, no payment financing, you can get the repairs you need without breaking the bank. Don't let crawl space water problems dampen your spirits. Call Swain Co., Indy's most trusted waterproofing experts at 317-407-1868 or swaincollc.com.
If your end of summer plans don't include a trip to Macy's, then you're missing out because our Labor Day sale has huge savings to wrap up the season in style. Like dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and INC, 100 and under. Plus, just what you need for fall, like Levi's for your whole crew, 30 to 40% off. It's also the best time to update your home with our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and more. Hurry in. Macy's Labor Day sale is going on now. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
This holiday season, give the gift of Indy's most iconic dining experiences. Now through December 31st, Hughes Culinary is offering a 20% bonus gift card with every gift card purchase of $125 or more. That's 20% more to give or keep for yourself.
And gift cards are available at all Hughes Culinary restaurants, St. Elmo Steakhouse, Harry and Izzy's, the HC Tavern and Kitchen, and 1933 Lounge. You can also order online at HughesCulinary.com. Make the season unforgettable with gift cards from Hughes Culinary.
Hey, it's Big Joe for Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning, an independent American Standard Platinum customer care dealer. Jim Scott is the owner, and he's ready to take his success into Boone and Hamilton counties.
We have a lot of high-quality equipment. We do high-quality jobs. We do our own duct fabrications. We have service contracts. So with the value that we built because of our 5-star rating, the other counties, as much growth as there is, there's just not enough contractors.
Put the best to work for you at jimsheating-air.com. Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Tune in to the Absolute Retirement Planning Show.
When retirement comes about, we're now relying on what we have saved to meet those needs.
Sundays at 9 a.m. right here on 93 WIBC.
Has your house become a burden? Why not sell it to us? Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to assist people in difficult situations. Simple Quarters has helped over 3,000 families sell their homes in Indiana.
Wanda's been in real estate, I've been in construction, so she would find properties that we could fix up and resell or rent.
Probably we've flipped about 40 houses. I don't want to do it anymore. Health is not good. We're in our early 80s. Sometimes you have to give it up.
James, he did a good job. James was very cordial and, like I say, responded to our phone calls and kept in contact with us, so he did a good job.
When I got the purchase agreement, and he did have things in there that was pertinent to me. It's important.
Yeah, James followed through on what he said. Did what he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
Other companies make broken promises, but at Simple Quarters, we keep our word. Sell your home to people you can trust. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. 317-900-HOME.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers studios, a few fires breaking out in homes around Indianapolis on Christmas. Just how many people were impacted? More gunshots went off early this morning. Will this warmer than normal Christmas week of weather continue into next week? And who now has their own ad with Nike? Those stories and more next after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 11 o'clock.
Another sit-down. I'm Paul Stevens, Fox News. President Trump is now set to meet with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky this Sunday at Mar-a-Lago after days of talks among White House, Ukrainian, and Russian officials.
President Trump's advisor, Steve Witkoff, and son-in-law Jared Kushner have been meeting with Russian and Ukrainian officials over the last 2 months, but one official told Axios they've made more progress in the last 2 weeks than they have all year. The main sticking point still appears to be Ukraine's Donbas region and the Zaporizhia power plant. A Russian newspaper reported that Vladimir Putin told a group of businessmen he might be open to some territory swaps of land Russia currently holds, but that he wants all of the Donbas. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has said territorial concessions would have to be approved by referendum. The U.S. proposal creates a demilitarized free economic zone, which Zelensky says he'd agree to if Russian troops pulled out of such an area as well. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
President Trump saying the U.S. launched airstrikes in northwest Nigeria on Christmas night. They targeted ISIS for allegedly killing Christians. He called the operation decisive, and he also warned about further attacks. More from Fox's Peter Ducey in D.C.
President Trump's official word on this came via Truth Social in a post that says, "Tonight, at my direction as Commander-in-Chief, the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorist scum in northwest Nigeria, who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for many years and even centuries. I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay, and tonight there was." This follows a handful of ISIS-linked or ISIS-inspired attacks that rattled the whole world this holiday season.
But the president's claims about Christian persecution have been disputed by both the Nigerian government and some regional analysts. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A somber Christmas, closing in on 60. Right now it's 58 in Indy under cloudy skies. Today's high is 63. More on the forecast coming up. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's now 11:02. 7 people making it out of a home on the east side of Indy on Christmas morning, but not before it was overtaken by flames. It was one of 3 fires that Indy fire crews responded to on Christmas morning.
And it took a good few for them to put the fire out. I came down and seen the family all huddled. It was just so sad.
That neighbor spoke to Wish TV about what she saw. The 2-story home was badly damaged on the east side. One child in the family was seriously hurt, and a few animals also died in the fire. Early morning gunshots going off on Indy's east side. 1 person is dead. At least 2 others were shot along North Rural Street near East Michigan Street.
These are preventable circumstances that we're encountering. These are temporary motions that have led to permanent consequences, and now people's lives are altered, and families are going to be getting some very heartbreaking news. before we even ring in the new year.
IMPD Officer Drew Brown says the person who fired the shots was arrested after a police chase ended along I-70 near Emerson Avenue. Police are investigating whether there's a connection in the two shootings from this morning or not. Indiana's warm weekend is sounding nice, but there is a catch. Ryan Hedrick reports.
Forecasters say rain and gusty winds will roll in Sunday just before temperatures tumble, making for a messy slide back into winter come Monday.
We're going to go from readings in the 60s ahead of it to the 20s by Monday morning with gusty westerly winds. You're going to have wind chills that are probably down in the single digits by daybreak on Monday.
Forecaster Mike Ryan at the National Weather Service says any leftover moisture could freeze, so crews may have a hard time keeping up. As you head out Monday, make sure you give yourself extra time. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
No college football playoff games this weekend. Top-ranked Indiana will have about one more week's worth of practice leading up to their Rose Bowl matchup with number 9 Alabama on New Year's Day. That semifinal game kicks off at 4. The Pacers are on the court tonight taking on the Boston Celtics. Tip-off from Gainbridge Fieldhouse is at 7. And then there's this.
She can't make it from there. No chance.
Taylor, from me to left. You got it.
Basketball superstar Caitlin Clark now has her own ad with Nike. The sportswear giant began airing the commercial titled From Anywhere on Christmas. It features celebrities like rapper Travis Scott and Saturday Night Live cast member Michael Che, who are challenging Clark to make deep three-pointers one of her specialties. CC has her highly anticipated signature shoe with Nike expected to come out in the spring. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Yeah, so I've had experience with weight loss medication before, but it was compounded semaglutide. That is not what Premier Weight Loss uses, and I have had no nausea. I'm losing weight, and I feel great. And not just physically. I'm talking mentally as well. I feel good about myself. Hey, with Premier Weight Loss, it's a totally different experience than I've had with other weight loss providers. Their offices are professional and relaxing. You deal one-on-one with a specialist that will tailor a unique and specific plan for your weight loss journey.
Since I've been working with Premier Weight Loss, I've lost over 11 pounds in 1 month. I'm still drinking beer. I'm still eating steak, but the cravings for all the nonsensical other things, gone. I feel better. They've came up with a plan specifically for me. These guys are legit. I've seen it. I'm walking, living proof. PWLindy.com. That's PWLindy.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Hour 3 of Kendall and Casey with Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez filling in. I hope you guys have been enjoying the show so far. I know it's been a lot of kind of negative topics, but don't worry because we're going to wrap up the show on a happy note, and you'll pull your head out of the oven and be thankful that you listened to us for the last 3 hours. We started hour 1 with fraud, and we're going to be starting hour 3 with fraud. If you thought that the fraud schemes in Minnesota were problematic, well, get ready, Val, because you're going to be in for a problem. Now there are reports of $70 billion worth of taxpayer misappropriation, and that's probably just scratching the surface, Jerry. But $70 billion that they've been able to identify so far coming out of the state of California. What you think about that?
I mean, that's a lot of money. $70 billion. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
You don't lose $70 billion.
No. And then they're always increasing the taxes on us, but then they waste it. They don't actually put it to good use. It's a complete misappropriation and mismanagement of funds. This, according to a nonpartisan state auditor reported by Newsmax.
California Congressman Kevin Kiley, he is sounding the alarm in his home state, saying under Governor Gavin Newsom's leadership, it has become the, quote, fraud capital of America.
But we start with correspondent Heather Myers, who has more on what is going on in California. A rainy day out there on the West Coast. Heather, what can you tell us?
Well, good afternoon to you, Katrina and Andrew. This latest report was issued by the state auditor, and that's a nonpartisan position. That state auditor now puts 8 state agencies on a high-risk list of agencies to watch out for things like fraud and mismanagement as well as waste. Here's a look at that 92-page report. Newly added to the high-risk list is California's food stamp program. If the state doesn't get the improper payments under control, it could cost an extra $2.5 billion. Also on there is the Department of Finance, which was tasked with giving out COVID relief funds. Critics say $32 billion of that was taken by fraudsters. Then there are infrastructure issues like California's deteriorating dams and also the high-speed train that's already cost taxpayers $18 billion without a single section of track complete. Other reports cite $24 billion spent on the homeless issue that critics claim the state lost track of.
Why are you like this? Why?
$18 billion for a railroad where they haven't built a single section? Jerry, this sounds like the Indianapolis and Indiana Roadworks. Audit the NDOT and DPW right now, because I don't know where all these millions of dollars are going. I guess it's going to the same place they're going in California, where they've spent $18 billion on a railroad that doesn't exist. How does this happen?
I mean,
how does it happen?
When you look at it, the places with the higher taxes have the most fraud.
Shocker, right?
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. No, that's what it feels like.
We lost 7. We need you to pay more. We lost this money.
And then they've spent at least $24 billion from 2019 to 2024 on the so-called homelessness crisis in California. But the only thing that they've succeeded in is getting more freaking homeless in California. It seems like, Jerry, that you get what you pay for.
Yeah,
if you pay for homelessness, you'll get more of it.
The only time they got the homeless issue to go away was when the president of China came to visit in California,
Very
and
true.
they were gone overnight.
Yeah, temporary disappearance. Of course, they made a return, kind of like the homeless community here in Indianapolis that always seem to magically disappear whenever we've got a major sporting event come to town, or like a major convention coming to town. They always figure out how to clean it up then, but the rest of the time you're on your own.
Yeah, the VP's coming to talk to Brunt, clean it up.
We need to stop rewarding these various so-called charitable organizations and paying them with taxpayer funds on a per homeless basis, because it incentivizes the crisis to continue. Because if they ever were to solve the homelessness problem, well, then their financial resources would be immediately drained.
I mean, it seems pretty obvious, right? If I get paid per head, I need more heads.
Absolutely, and that's what's going on in the state of California. Now more than $70 billion worth of fraud, according to a new report from the California State Auditor, again, a nonpartisan agency. And the fraud is across the country. We've seen this reported, of course, very famously in Minnesota. There is fraud that is happening in the state of New York. And then now there's even fraud happening in the state of Michigan, where another youth charitable organization, the CEO, was grossly standing accused of stealing more than $20,000 of SNAP benefits when he was being compensated over $100,000 at this charitable organization he ran. This reporting about Damon Brown's alleged fraud.
Brown is now a 4-time habitual offender, and he's already served 12 years in prison for selling illegal drugs. And once he got out of prison, police say he turned his life around, started that nonprofit Rise Corps to help kids from making the same mistakes that he made. But now he's charged with another felony and could do more jail time if convicted. 47-year-old Damon Brown charged with welfare fraud of over $500, a new felony added to his criminal record. Court records reveal Brown applied for the Food Assistance Program from 2020 to 2024, alleging either no income or very minimum earned income. Tax forms show in 2021 he made over $77,000, in 2022 almost $118,000, and in 2023 just over $126,000. Court records show Brown was overissued $20,000 plus in food assistance due to allegedly lying to the MDHHS about his compensation.
You're a crook. You're a cheat and a swindler. That's what you are. How can you do a thing like this?
And apparently, felt no sort of compunction, no guilt for taking more than $20,000 of compensation from taxpayers through the SNAP benefits when he's making north of $100,000 a year. And if you're going to go for the full fraud, why not commit tax fraud too? You don't think that the government's checking those records like, sir, you filed that you earn more than $100,000 in a year. I don't think you qualify for SNAP. Don't think you meet that threshold there.
I mean, if this isn't proof that anybody can make it in America, all right, this guy's the CEO of a company and is so dumb that he threw away a $100,000 job for $20,000 in fake benefits.
And
filed taxes to show income. You filed taxes to say you made 70 and 118, but told them you made nothing.
So
you're an idiot.
We're not dealing with a criminal mastermind here,
you're
but it is illustrative of the fraud and the scale of fraud that is going on with the system. There is absolutely abuse.
Are there no checks? Nobody's checking any of this information.
Well, they did at least check him because they compared his net benefits.
But he was 20,000 up at that point.
Yeah, it took a few years. Absolutely, it took a few years for them to finally catch up to it. But at least they identified it. And again, Jerry, it's everywhere you look. It's at every level. The fraud across America is ubiquitous, and it's the hardworking taxpayers that are being punished for all this. Because even when the money is lost, it's not the government's money. No. It's our money.
Yeah.
It's our money that they're misappropriating. And then they are more concerned with apologizing to the people who oftentimes, like in Minnesota, are perpetrating the fraud. We heard the state senator there at the beginning of the show. She was weeping in front of the audience of Somalis at the Muslim mosque and apologizing for having identified the fraud that their community perpetrated. And Minnesota mayors, rightly, have had enough. This is Andrea Zupanich, who erupted against Tim Walz about offending the community that is perpetrating the fraud. Their priorities are bass-ackwards.
How would anyone else be approached or confronted if they stole money from someone? They would all be acknowledged and have to go forward with the consequences of their actions. We're sitting here bearing the brunt of everything: tax hikes, gas taxes, property taxes, boating taxes, gas taxes. We can't go anywhere. We can't go fishing, and he's afraid to offend someone. Well, what about me? I know my town, we're all offended that we're paying for all of this fraud to go on, and it's just coming out now when they've known about it for years. What's going to happen now? And let's just call it what it is. It's stealing. It's not, it's stealing. You're stealing from the state of Minnesota. You're stealing from the taxpayers that make this state the great state that it is. And how are we going to recoup from that?
I just can't do it. I can't take this no more, man.
This is the theme of today's show, Jerry, a narco-tyranny, where the law-abiding citizens are being punished, but where the lawbreakers, where the people perpetrating harm are being rewarded. And that's the situation that we find ourselves in. And fortunately, there is at least some effort to clean this up, but that wouldn't have happened if Donald Trump wasn't president. And for all his flaws, at least now we are starting to expose the barest minimum of fraud that has been going on now for years, but that certainly was accelerated under the Biden administration and at every level across every state in the country.
Yeah, and there's something to be said about when you're not allowed to accurately describe what the problem is.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, people say you're wrong.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like being the ostrich putting the head into the sand. Let's just act like this isn't happening at all. Also, we're sorry if we hurt your feelings.
Yeah, no, they are hamstringing people's ability to respond because of their imposition of often baseless accusations of racism or
so scared to even be brought up.
Yeah, or bigotry or what have you. When the issue isn't the race, it's the fraud. I don't care what race it is, what nationality it is. If you are ripping off the American taxpayer, you should be held responsible. Full stop. End of story. Thanks for listening to the Kendall and KC show. This has been Ethan and Jerry filling in. Coming up next, we're going to talk more about fraud that has been going. Man, a lot of fraud in today's show.
A lot of fraud.
This time, it's Scott Jennings, commentator and contributor over there on CNN, taking a jab at old Nancy Pelosi and the insider trading that she benefited from. Another form of fraud.
Fraud Friday. It's Fraud Friday.
Enriching herself off of the back of taxpayers. Thanks for listening to 93 WIBC. Stay tuned for more. Up next.
Trump 1 year later, the highs, the lows, how we win the midterms, happening at the Hyatt Regency, downtown Indianapolis. The bourbon will flow, the food will be fantastic. We're going to go over Trump's past year and how we use that to win the midterms. It's going to be informing, entertaining, and very, very funny. I promise. Join us, Trump 1 year later, brought to you by Premier Arms, PA Jewelers, Defiance Beef, Chimney Solutions, and WIBC. Get your tickets at WIBC.com.
Hey guys, it's Rob for Wheat Grow Hair Indy. Champions just don't show up. They pick the right team to get the best results. And when it comes to restoring your hair, We Grow Hair Indy is that team. 5 years ago, I made the choice to head over to We Grow Hair Indy, and every time I look in the mirror, I'm so glad I did. Guys at the top of their game, radio personalities, coaches, and well-known athletes have all trusted We Grow Hair Indy to restore their hair. Why? Because their results are permanent, natural, and speak for themselves. Here's what you do. You call today, 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Schedule a totally free, no-hassle, no-obligation consultation. Darren and the gang, the fine folks at We Grow Hair Indy, will take a look at what's going on top of your head and make some suggestions on how you can get your hair and your confidence back. Then it's up to you. In the meantime, see some other folks who have made the choice to get their confidence back by heading over to WeGrowHairIndy.com. 317-522-2995, 317-522-2995.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here with a special message from my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling.
Thanks, Pat. Jack Hope here. 2025 was a year of growth for us as we added HVAC and electrical services to our business. This growth was due in large part to customers like you. Your support, your loyalty, and your trust has shaped Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling into who we are today. Thank you for making this year one to remember and for continuing to welcome us into your homes.
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day and nothing worked until Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food, crazy, enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick Hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I can breathe again, my blood pressure went down, and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Lose weight or stop smoking with hypnosis. Only $59.99. Destroy unwanted cravings. January 29th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking at 8. Or January 31st, Holiday Inn Express, Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss 11 a.m. Stop smoking at 2. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
Heat and cool places where ductwork won't fit using Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits. You can even wrap them to match your decor.
Find out more at absolutecomfort.org.
Man, this has been a great show, Jerry. I've been having a lot of fun with you this morning.
Been a fun one, man. That's the second time in a row now.
Yeah. No, we had the post Thanksgiving show, or pre-Thanksgiving show. Sorry,
we're holiday guys.
Whatever they need to fill in. Hey, look, I'm happy when the regular hosts take a break because it gives us a chance to step in.
Yeah,
always have fun with that.
Speaking of taking a break, Tony Kinnett is out tonight, so I'm coming back to do 7 to 8. Tony Kinnett cast. I have 2 guests, so we've heard about people that are gonna do primary challenges for those people that were against redistricting.
Good luck.
I'm gonna be speaking to Scott Pressler, who is the registration beast for the Republican Party. He's kind of heading this whole thing. So he's going to come on. He's going to talk to me. And then I have Mario Masalami, the Hamilton County GOP chairman, coming in. And we're going to talk about how do you keep Hamilton County from going too purple, because it's really a thing now. So tonight, Tony Kinnett cast 7 o'clock here on WIBC.
Yeah, good conversations with Jerry Lopez. Make sure to tune in. This segment, however, we wanted to talk about old Nancy Pelosi. Of course, she has said she is stepping aside from Congress and the multiple millions of dollars that she had done trading for, stock trading, one of the most prolific traders in Congress. And Scott Jennings on CNN taking a jab at the outgoing Pelosi, saying that Donald Trump should appoint her to head up the Social Security Administration because our retirement accounts would be doing very well, especially when she is outperforming Warren Buffett or Buffet, whatever.
But at the end of the day, there was often grudging respect for some of the skills that she brought to the table.
Oh, yeah. There were people who respected her legislative ability and, being a political boss. I mean, she was the boss of her conference.
Nancy D'Alessandro.
And there's, for political operators, a lot of respect for that. I'll tell you this, I don't know how much we raised over the years off of sending out fundraising appeals based on Nancy Pelosi, but it was a metric butt ton. I'm telling you right now, putting Nancy Pelosi in fundraising mail or fundraising emails would always produce. And by the way, it's not often that someone can become a titan of both Washington and Wall Street. Republicans will remember her as one of the most successful and prolific day traders. She beat the S&P 500 by 550 159% in her stock portfolio. She's worth a lot of money. She did an amazing job. So what a blow for the financial houses today on Wall Street. I'm sure they're mourning.
Just getting in an elbow, right?
Yeah, really trying to get some opposition research. That's a classic Scott Jennings, by the way.
I want Trump to put her in charge of the Social Security Administration. We could all retire in 6 months if we let this lady manage our portfolios.
Now that's comedy.
I mean, when you're right, you're right. And the thing is, like, Jerry, if you and I had engaged in insider trading to the level that Nancy Pelosi and Paul Pelosi had engaged in, then we would be sent to jail immediately, straight to jail, do not pass go, do not collect $200. But because these people can leverage their positions of power, they're held unaccountable. And it's a problem across every level of American society now. It has infected every element of elected government, and that's part of the reason, I believe, why you see fraud perpetrated at every single level in every single state to varying degrees of egregiousness.
Yeah, and do you remember it was here? It was local. Somebody just got caught for insider trading.
Really?
They had a buddy who was selling a company, and they knew ahead of time, and they bought in and made like a bunch of money. Let's call it $10 million. Those fools are in jail now. It was just like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, no, I missed that story.
Yeah.
But okay, but
yeah, but this is exactly what she's doing.
Yeah, demonstrating the point in action that if you are a regular citizen, then you are punished. But if you are a member of the elite, if you are a connected person in the power class here in America, then you are not held accountable for your actions. And this is a problem. This, again, another symptom of the anarcho tyranny which has infiltrated our society. The further we are removed from a law-abiding constitutional governance, the worse off everybody is for it.
Yeah, so this story came out December 9th. Fan Yang, 39, and Jing Tiang, 37, both of Indianapolis, were arrested and charged and indicted unsealed today for conspiring to commit security fraud.
Jeez.
So profit after selling a company. This is this month. Nancy Pelosi is so good at trading stocks that there are algorithms that just follow her trades. That's it. You can just, it might be like bet with Pelosi or something like that.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. Where they catalog all of her trades, and hey, I
whatever
mean,
she buys, you buy.
Yeah, if they're benefiting, you might as well ride on their coattails
Yeah.
of success. Why not at that point? Again, it's at every level that you see abuse of power happening. Even local, small time, relatively speaking, officials. This was a Rhode Island Democrat, the chairwoman for the Democratic Party there in Rhode Island, Maria Bucci, 51 years old. She was pulled over during a DUI investigation and tried to throw her power around, throw some name recognition around. And I love the officer who was responding to this because he was no nonsense. He's like, I don't know who you are, and I don't care. Gave her the what for.
What else did you have to drink tonight?
Glass of wine.
That's it?
Yeah.
Just one glass of wine.
It's my cousin. I'm taking her home. We went to a Christmas party. I don't drink. Very random. Stop embarrassing us.
I'm not embarrassing you, miss. I'm doing my job. Yeah. Oh, I am.
No, I am.
All right.
No, right?
Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Right?
All right. I'm sorry? What did
No,
you say?
I am, right?
I don't know who you are, miss. And I frankly,
You don't care.
No, I really don't. Are you going to do the test, yes or no? Are you going to do the test, yes or
old are
no?
you?
Are you going to do the test, yes or no?
I'll do the test. Of course I will. What do you want me to do? You want to embarrass me? I'm an old lady. I honestly feel bad. If I was a black human, I think you guys... No, honestly, I feel bad for the people. I feel bad for the people that are not in my position. Call my husband right now.
All right, miss, you're going to start...
Call the attorney general and everybody else in
Miss,
town.
you're going to start over here, please.
Because this is disgusting.
Miss, you're going to start over here,
God
please.
forbid I was a
Miss.
black person, I'd be arrested.
Miss,
So you want to arrest me?
Yep, turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Yep, okay.
Give me the camera, Yard.
I don't want to sound sexist, but women are an absolute disaster and a menace to society.
She said, if I was a black person, I'd be arrested. Oh, you're arresting me?
Yeah, well,
I am.
You're arrested right now.
Yeah.
Try to pull rank, and that's not also the first time in recent memory. Wasn't it a Democrat elected official in Florida?
Oh,
that,
yeah.
Yeah, also tried to pull rank when she got pulled over, flash her badge.
Do you
later.
know who I am?
Do you know who I am?
Unless that lady's husband's Tony Soprano, I don't care who you are.
And isn't it incredible that instead of the elected officials upholding the law, it's the lowest level, these police officers who are doing the nuts and bolts work.
Yeah.
And that's the same problem that we were talking about earlier with the violent repeat offenders. The police officers are often doing the job that they're tasked with. They are making the arrests. They are knowledgeable on the ground and interfacing with these criminals at every level of society. It's the upper echelon, the prosecutors, the judges, the elected officials who are completely derelicting their duty and then leaving these guys completely on the hook. I mean, I'm glad he stepped up and did what we expect him to do, which is enforce the law equally. It doesn't matter what position you are. If you're driving drunk, if you're endangering the lives of other people, if you've been pulled over, then you should be held accountable for your actions.
Yeah, and the other part of it is if he wouldn't have arrested her, there'd probably be trouble for that too.
Yeah.
Right? If somebody finds out you're not doing your job, you're out of here. So it's a tough position for these guys to be in and day out.
Locally, we have another local elected official, not making good on their promises. God, this is a problem, Jerry.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm referring to Liz Brown, who just a few years ago had said that she was only going to be running for 2 terms. She wasn't going to be keeping the seat warm, but now seems to have gone back on that, definitely running for re-election, because these people, once they obtain the power, become enamored with the power. But here was Liz Brown at the time, singing the right tune and trying to portray herself as a woman of the people.
You've also signed a pledge for term limits. How many are you going to run for? And
2 terms.
And why would you make that commitment?
That's what I have seen. People are tired of people who go down to, whether it's Indianapolis or go out to D.C., and they stay there, and after a while they get a little bit jaundiced, if you will, and they're just sort of taken in by going along to get along, and that's not my style. I'm down there to do a job, and I'm going to do the job, work hard, and make sure I'm a fiscal hawk in terms of our budgets, and make sure that we have a great education system, the best in the country, that our state's leading in that area, and economic development and all those kinds of things. But I'm not interested in just staying down there and filling a seat.
Get back, witch! Term limits for thee, but not for me, says Liz Brown.
I mean, that's the most frustrating part about it, whether it's at the state level or at the national level. The changes that we all can agree we need. I think it's on both sides of the aisle, right? You didn't need people like Strong Thurmond there for forever, okay? Term limits. But the only people that are going to create term limits are the people that are in charge. They have to write the law for the term limit and then pass it. Why would they ever do this?
Why would they ever limit and cut off their own power? Because again, once they obtain the power, they become enamored with the power.
The same thing with remember the COVID shot? They were exempt.
Yeah.
They're exempt. They're exempt from the insider trading stuff, obviously. It seems like that. There's so many things that they are exempt from. You get arrested. You get pulled over for a DUI when you're in session, and they have to wait till you're done to lock you up.
What's the famous phrase? That power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. And we see it time and again.
100% of the time, yeah.
You're listening to 93 WIBC. Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez filling in on the Kendall and Casey show. WIBC News coming up next. Stay tuned.
Guys, you've heard of TRT, but you have no idea what testosterone can do for you. Once you start treatment, you'll wish you'd done it sooner. The place for guys to go is Synergen X and Low T Center for TRT. The TRT test is free, not hundreds of dollars. The testosterone is pure and not compound. Get a free T-test today, fixmylowt.com.
Guys feel full of energy, not like they're still waiting for it to kick in. Get in now for your free TRT test. No appointment is necessary before 10 a.m. or book ahead at fixmylowt.com. Guys, you'll wish you had started TRT sooner. Don't you wish you knew what your level was? Find out with the free TRT test at Synergen X and the Low T Center. Walk in before 10 a.m. or book ahead at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com. Synergen X and Low T Center. Get that free T-test today. fixmylowt.com.
The Indianapolis real estate market is strong, but not easy. Now is a good time to sell only if you hire a real estate team that knows how to aggressively market your home, like Mark Dietl Realty. You want a fast, guaranteed, no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Mark Dietl is the real estate expert trusted and recommended with the sale of your home. Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed-upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Pick your move date. No long-term contracts you can cancel at any time. Michael in Speedway says, I love loved my Speedway home and I raised my family there, but it was time to sell and downsize. I met with the Mark Dietel team and they explained their amazing marketing plan and I was convinced. Just like the Speedway, things moved fast from there. After just 3 days on the market, I accepted an offer for $11,000 over asking price. Call the local Indianapolis agent, trusted and recommended. The agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. That's Mark Dietel. Call today, 317-755-4232 for all the details or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark Dietel, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Fires and gunshots, the week of Christmas. Cloudy and 59 at our Radio 1 studios. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:30. A few families are displaced. Some are injured from fires breaking out at homes around Indianapolis on Christmas morning.
Do you know if there's anyone still in the house? Yeah, there's the whole family in there. I don't see no fire. There's two little boys and a bunch of dogs.
IFD says they responded to 3 fires on Thursday, all happening within about 2 hours of each other. A man is dead. At least 2 others are injured from 2 shootings happening early this morning. IMPD says they're working to determine if the incidents are connected. We're looking at a nice warm-up heading into the weekend with temperatures in the 60s, but winter conditions will return early next week. We'll be dropping back into the 20s by Monday morning. And the Pacers are back at Gainbridge Fieldhouse tonight, taking on the Celtics at 7. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hi, I'm Becca, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As an in-house designer, I can't wait for you to see our incredible selection of stylish and stackable rings. If you're shopping for your wedding bands, we have high-quality designs for every style and budget, from romantic to modern. If you're looking to add to a stack, your options are endless. Discover styles with clusters of gemstones, sleek all-metal designs, updated cigar bands, and signet rings perfect for an engraving. Because a friend knows you like options. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hi, this is Richard Stevenson with Stevenson Heating and Cooling, wishing you happy holidays. As a veteran-owned company, we know how important family is and want to say thank you for your continued support and business. We are always here for your heating and cooling needs, 317-557-8532. From our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Stevenson Heating and Cooling is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 101 West Ohio, Indianapolis.
Need to sell your home without the hassle? Sell your home to people you can trust. Call Simple Quarters, 317-900-HOME. Simple Quarters, sponsor of Fill Up in the News with Tony Katz.
93 WIBC. This is the Kendall and Casey Show with Ethan Hatcher from Saturday Night on the Circle and Jerry Lopez from at Indy Spanglish on the Twitter machine and the Ash, A-S-H, Ashholes podcast on the YouTube machine. Make sure to give them a like and check them out. Always good conversations with Jerry Lopez. And you're filling in on the Tony Kinnett cast tonight.
Long day.
Yeah, long day for you indeed. I did not have Hunter Biden throwing his father's immigration legacy under the bus on my 2025 bingo card, but here we have it. I feel like some of these Democrats might be starting to read the tea leaves and see that they have gone astray and maybe have alienated a large degree of the American people with their anti-American and pro-immigrant, pro-non-American rhetoric. People are getting tired of that, and maybe Hunter Biden is picking up on some of that, do you think?
I mean, listen, Hunter Biden will pick up anything. I think we've established that much. But to your point, yeah, I think the overall American public, regardless of who you support, regardless of your race or ethnicity or any of that, is seeing how the left is continuing to put foreigners / illegals before any of us.
Absolutely. And here's Hunter Biden saying that, maybe that shouldn't be the case.
But we don't want immigrants that are coming here illegally, draining us of resources, and also and being prioritized above people that are actual literal heroes that are coming home, that are still recovering from 20 years of endless war, or anybody else in our society.
Oh, that is true. I didn't see that coming. An astute observation has led to laughter.
I thought he was talking about his dealer.
Well, maybe he's sobered up because it seems like he's espousing some common sense. Dare I say, he almost sounded somewhat Republican with those statements. You could hear a Republican making that. And
add John Fetterman.
Right.
Add John Fetterman to the list.
Yeah.
He's another guy. You're like, holy cow! Who are you?
Well, yeah, and now the Democrats are upset with John Fetterman. They want to get him out of office. Oh, he's a turncoat. He's a traitor because he's prioritizing the American people over foreigners.
People are tired
so
of it.
backwards.
They've gone so far left. They've lost Bill Maher.
Yeah. They've lost almost everybody. In fact, this was reported by CNN that the Democrat Party currently sitting at just 18% approval rating overall. Jerry, 18%?
Yeah,
you've done bad when you have pissed off more than 82% of the American people. This is incredible.
The Democratic Party, Kate, did an autopsy on why they lost in 2024, and they are not going to release it to the public. How is this not a continuation of all of the reasons why the public doesn't trust the Democratic Party, thinks that they are?
This is laughable. So why put Democrats in a barrel? Because the facts are Republicans control the House, the Senate, and
18% of Americans approve of Democrats in Congress.
Listen, Republicans control the House, the Senate.
We're an equal opportunity, by the way.
It's like,
television show. Okay, yes.
I'm confused with what's going on here.
You guys are down to friends, family, illegals, and health insurance executives. That's what you got right now.
Sad. Very sad.
And look at CNN being willing to report. I mean, during the Biden administration, and for most of CNN's career, they've basically been a wing of the Democratic Party. And I think they started reading the tea leaves, too, considering how unpopular the CNN Plus was. I mean, it failed almost immediately after launch. Their ratings were tanking, and they took a look around at other broadcasters, Fox News, other conservative stations, which have, taken off and come to prominence, Newsmax, One America, local talk stations just like WIBC, and they said, well, we want to bite out of that pie. Yeah. So now they're doing a little bit more unbiased, nonpartisan reporting. It's refreshing to hear, but maybe a little bit too little, too late, guys.
Listen, I need Scott Jennings to be the press secretary because he just drops absolute bombs on CNN.
Though. It appears that Attorney General Todd Rokita is doing the opposite of that when he has joined arms with 7 other Republican attorneys general across the nation to condemn Donald Trump's wanting to make marijuana a Schedule III drug and acknowledging that it does have some medicinal benefits to it. This is Todd Rokita condemning the move along with attorneys general from Nebraska, Iowa, Idaho, Kansas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Wyoming, saying that the science surrounding marijuana properly establishes it at a Schedule I drug.
Come on.
Don't be ridiculous.
No. I mean, if it does, then so does alcohol.
Yeah. Well, except that you can overdose on alcohol. You can't overdose on weed.
So,
nobody's ever overdosed from smoking marijuana.
Yeah. What did Cat Williams say? You think he's good? Oh, he's good. He's going to wake up. He's going to eat everything in this house.
Yeah, you are more likely to overdose on Twinkies before you overdose on marijuana.
So the part that's frustrating for me on something like this is Todd Rokita is a very, I like Todd Rokita. But either we're going to support Trump and what this administration wants to do, whether it's the redistricting, whether it's, hey, we're changing this to Schedule III, or you're not going to do what this administration wants you to do at all, and you're going to pick and choose.
Yeah.
Right? And it seems like that's what a lot of people seem to be doing.
Well, I mean, I think to a certain degree you do have to pick and choose because not everything the Trump administration has done, like with his backflipping and flip-flopping on the Epstein files, like
Right.
sometimes you have to speak out and part ways with what the Trump administration is doing. But in this case, I think it is completely misplaced, especially when you have professors of neuroscience in Indiana like Ken Mackey who say that there is no way anyone with any logic would consider cannabis to be appropriate as a Schedule I drug because Schedule I has no medicinal benefit, which cannabis absolutely does have. You're placing it in the same degree with like heroin, with LSD.
Yeah.
Let's not be ridiculous here. So yeah, he's absolutely missing the mark on that one, and I think that is a misplaced anger towards cannabis. I think he probably watched Reefer Madness when he was
This is
in
your
grade
brain.
school. Yeah,
This is your brain on drugs.
It's going to make you depraved. It's going to make you start listening to jazz and dating colored people. Oh my goodness! But yeah, Todd Rokita completely misplaced on this one. A series, I think.
The issue for us in this state is there are a lot of people in this state that I will say responsibly use cannabis.
Yeah.
However you want to view that. You're a grown adult. You live your life, I'll live mine. Who cares, right? But people are now like going and purchasing felonies in Michigan and driving it just back home because they can't do it here responsibly.
Well, I mean, we've got a couple of people right here in the station who have responsibly used cannabis. Of course, me, first and foremost, Abdul Shabazz, a respectable, hardworking lawyer. We haven't lost our mind. We aren't going out and committing crimes.
But if you get pulled over after coming back from some dispensary, you may ruin your life.
Yeah. And would lose your Second Amendment freedoms as well, which is also a problem.
So much that
like
goes into this,
reclassifying this as Schedule I is going to free up law enforcement resources. It is going to keep money that is currently being invested in the black market and bring it above ground and help out small businesses, help out the tax
Free
base.
up some room in those jails for actual violent offenders.
Which those are the people that we need to be going after, like we talked about earlier.
I don't
in the
need
show,
the guy
these violent...
buying Funyuns. I don't care what he's doing.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening to 93 WIBC. We got one more segment on the way. Retrospective Merry Christmas to everyone. Stay tuned.
Groceries, gas, just about everything you can buy comes with a tax on it. No matter what, the government's always there to take their cut of your cash. Your money belongs to you. That's why Congressman Jim Baird joined with President Donald Trump to pass historic legislation to ensure you keep more of your hard-earned cash. According to the White House, Congressman Baird's vote means Americans will receive a tax cut, saving over $10,000 every year. They'll get no taxes on tips for workers, and families will receive permanent increases to child tax credits and expanded child care access. That means bigger paychecks, a stronger economy, and more prosperity across our nation. To learn more about how President Trump and Congressman Jim Baird are saving American families money and putting money in your wallet, call Congressman Baird's office at 317-563-5567 or visit baird.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
You know exactly why you need to remodel that kitchen of yours. The space, it's outdated. You can't move around like you used to. It doesn't work like it needs to. You want to entertain and you want to improve your quality of life. This can happen, just not with the kitchen you have. You need to call Booher Remodeling, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. They can take that old kitchen that's deteriorating and broken down and turn it into something that works for you and your family. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation, the preliminary design, the design development, getting all the documents together, and then getting it done. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in central Indiana. Booher Remodeling will guide you through the entire process, starting with the free initial consultation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Create that new kitchen. Design experts can use an existing layout or begin completely from scratch. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. B-O-O-H-E-R. BooherRemodeling.com. That's BooherRemodeling.com.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Looking for a cozy spot to relax, work, or grab your coffee to go? LC Coffee House in Noblesville, Indiana has you covered. Try our indulgent affogato, a sweet blend of espresso and ice cream, or sample our coffee flights to discover your perfect brew. In a rush, our drive-thru is ready to serve you fast and fresh. Need a space to collaborate? We offer meeting rooms perfect for co-working. Whether you're grabbing a quick drink or spending the day with us, LC Coffee House is the place to be.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Heat and cool your man cave, attic, garage, or bonus room without adding ductwork with Mitsubishi Electric ductless mini splits.
To find out more, just go to absolutecomfort.org.
If your end of summer plans don't include a trip to Macy's, then you're missing out because our Labor Day sale has huge savings to wrap up the season in style. Like dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and INC, 100 and under. Plus, just what you need for fall, like Levi's for your whole crew, 30 to 40% off. It's also the best time to update your home with our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and more. Hurry in. Macy's Labor Day sale is going on now. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's the final days of our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Strike up some fun with Hammer and Nigel. Their annual bowling event, Red, White, and Bowl, hits Woodland Bowl Friday, January 16th. Meet the hosts, bowl for charity, and enjoy a great night presented by Jack Daniels. Details at WIBC.com.
It's been a great show spending the morning with you, Jerry Lopez. This is Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez filling in on the Kendall and KC show. And coming hot and heavy off the holiday season, Merry Christmas to everybody. I thought it would be nice to end the show on a bit of a positive note, considering some of the rather dour topics that we've covered. But this is the story of how Donald Trump saved Christmas. Enjoy.
'Twas the night before Christmas, the snow deep and white. The reindeer were set for their long winter flight. The elves were all wrapping the last gifts with care. The scent of hot cocoa hung sweet in the air. Old Santa sat slumped in his chair by the fire, his nose red and runny, his fever grew higher. He sneezed and he sniffled, he coughed and he wheezed.
Oh dear,
Santa groaned.
I'm as sick as can be.
Outside of the workshop arose such a clatter, a chopper arriving. What could be the matter? Away to his window old Santa did dash, threw open the shutters and drew up the sash. There on the snow, touching down with a thump, Marine One arrived with President Trump. Donald stepped down onto the snow with a confident stride and a soft orange glow.
Hey, Santa!
Trump called.
You look tired, so tired. I'll be Santa this year. It's a job I admire. I've handled much bigger, believe me, it's true. The economy, China, I'll handle this too!
Old Santa just blinked, then he started to grin.
Hello, my old friend. Come in, come in. I've done this for centuries, year after year. A night off sounds nice. It's so cozy in here.
Trump strutted inside to the workshop with flair. The elves all stopped working to ogle and stare.
These elves,
Donald said,
they're incredible folks. The best in the business. They're really no joke. We're going to have Christmas like never before. The biggest, the best. That's what we're here for.
He loaded the sleigh with his own special touch.
More gifts. We need more. This isn't enough.
The bag overflowed, stacked right to the top, all made by the elves in Santa's workshop. Then onto the sleigh he climbed up with great pride, Melania's cookies tucked right by his side. He cracked the gold whip, the reindeer took flight.
Now Dasher, now Prancer, let's do this thing right. On Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen, we'll make history tonight, and poems will be written.
The reindeer responded with thunder and spark, and off through the sky they blazed into the dark. For the daughters, a doll with a pretty pink dress. For the sons, a race car, shiny red, the best.
Because boys will be boys and girls will be girls. It's just common sense. It's the real world. world.
To Democrats' houses he came without spite, even though they'd complain and they'd fuss and they'd fight.
He's a fascist!
He left them face masks and 95 so that they'd feel safe when driving inside. Their cars all alone with windows rolled tight, they're still double masking at such a sad sight. Greta Thunberg bobbleheads too, a little voice box that screams, "How dare you?" In one quiet house, Trump knelt by the tree. When a little boy woke, he'd got up to pee.
Santa?
He asked and slowly walked near. But Santa looked different, more orange, less beard.
Not Santa,
Trump said with a wink and a grin.
but just as good looking and way, way more thin.
The boy rubbed his eyes.
Are you President Trump?
Trump just smiled and gave the kid a fist bump, then held out a flag, red, white, and blue.
Merry Christmas, young man. This is for you.
Before heading north, Trump cinched up his coat, one last present to give to the cartel boats. No missiles tonight, it was Christmas, you see. Instead, he dropped something more natural. The reindeer let loose with a thunderous sound, and magical droppings swiftly rained down. Reindeer that fly have a special-made pool. It sparkles, explodes, and it's quite deadly, too. Boom went the speedboats. Blam went the drugs. Out into the sea flew the criminal thugs. But Trump wasn't done. He swung around back.
I'll finish them off with a quick double tap.
Another pass over, more presents from Deere, and the cartel's whole shipment had just disappeared.
That's how we do Christmas.
Trump shouted with glee.
Merry Christmas, you scumbags. This gift was from me.
Trump finally turned north as dawn filled the sky. The reindeer were tired, and so was the guy. Old Santa was waiting with cocoa in hand.
Well done, Donald Trump. That was all just so grand.
It was nothing. Believe me, I do this all day. I love delivering toys in your sleigh. The people are happy, the presents delivered, the drug boats are sunk, and justice delivered.
He handed the reins back to Jolly St. Nick.
Call me again whenever you're sick.
You saved Christmas this year. God bless you, my friend.
Trump nodded and turned. The trip had to end. Marine One lifted off into the sky, and Santa waved back with a tear in his eye. Trump leaned out the window that cold Christmas day, real loud so Santa could hear him say,
To the soldiers abroad and the farmers at home, to the builders, the truckers, wherever they roam, to the cops and the nurses, the teachers, the vets, to the kids in pajamas and the family pets, and even the haters, the losers, the fakes, and even Pelosi, that treacherous snake.
Santa heard him exclaim as he flew out of sight.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
But then Santa heard one more thing at the end.
Let's make America great again.
That was great. I love the stuff that you can do with AI.
That was great. Yeah, we've got it. Listen, it's only going to get better.
Yeah, it's already come a long way. I mean, it has gotten substantially better since they first introduced it. But yeah, certainly coming from everybody here at WIBC, coming from me, coming from Jerry, coming from Kylan, we want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a very, very Happy New Year. We wouldn't be able to do all of this without the support from you wonderful people. And thank you for being a part of the station. It means the world to us. And I know I speak for you too, Jerry.
Definitely. And make sure you come back. Join me tonight for the Tony Kennett cast. If you're not able to make it, hey, have a safe and great weekend.
Have a safe and great weekend, and thanks for tuning in with us here on the Kendall and KC Show. This is Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez signing off. Thanks for joining us, folks.
Hey guys, it's Rob for Wheat Grow Hair Indy. You know, champions just don't show up. They pick the right team to get the best results. And when it comes to restoring your hair, We Grow Hair Indy is that team. You know, 5 years ago, I made the choice to head over to We Grow Hair Indy. And every time I look in the mirror, I'm so glad I did. You know, guys at the top of their game, radio personalities, coaches, and well-known athletes have all trusted We Grow Hair Indy to restore their hair. Why? Because their results are permanent, natural, and speak for themselves. Here's what you do. You call today, 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Schedule a totally free, no-hassle, no-obligation consultation. Darren and the gang, the fine folks at We Grow Hair Indy, will take a look at what's going on top of your head and make some suggestions on how you can get your hair and your confidence back. Then it's up to you. In the meantime, see some other folks who have made the choice to get their confidence back by heading over to WeGrowHairIndy.com. 317-522-2995, 317-522-2995.
Hi, it's T. Brian Hayes here from the Retirement Money Matter Show. It is time for our question and answer show for December, and we have many great questions to answer this month, mostly regarding retirement planning requirements that have year-end planning deadlines, but also some regarding unique planning opportunities that are available right now. So it's one of our most important question and answer shows of the year. Find out the answer to these questions and many more on the Retirement Money Matter Show, which airs this Saturday morning at 6 a.m. right here on WIBC.
Marcus Morris here with Family Heating and Air. As we're reaching colder weather, you may find yourself in need of furnace service. At Family, we specialize in solutions to extend your furnace life. Call the Fix-It team from Family. You can easily reach us at familyhvac.net. From our family to yours, have a happy holiday.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
Got any gadgets? Get online protection. NordVPN has a ho-ho holiday deal just for you. Get up to 77% off plus 3 extra months. According to PC Mag, this VPN service is rated as outstanding. A single NordVPN account secures up to 10 devices. You can share online protection with your loved ones. NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro feature helps you block malware, avoid phishing, and stop annoying digital trackers. NordVPN scans the dark web and checks if your sensitive credentials haven't gotten into the wrong hands. This cybersecurity tool also encrypts your browsing. You can enjoy the internet with more peace of mind. Just a few taps and you're safer online. Let your gadgets sparkle with online security. Go to NordVPN.com and get up to 77% off plus 3 extra months. NordVPN.
If your end of summer plans don't include a trip to Macy's, then you're missing out because our Labor Day sale has huge savings to wrap up the season in style. Like dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and INC, 100 and under. Plus, just what you need for fall, like Levi's for your whole crew, 30 to 40% off. It's also the best time to update your home with our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and more. Hurry in. Macy's Labor Day sale is going on now. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
Find the path to recovery that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stopoverdose.
On the level, on the go. 93 WIBC Indianapolis.
Coming up. These are preventable circumstances that he posted on social media.
The Indianapolis Fire Department says.
And then we have rain.
It's a different approach to medicine.
This is the WIBC News at noon.
They found the truck, but nobody was inside. It's a damp, cloudy afternoon in downtown Indianapolis. Temperatures around 55 degrees. Today's high 63. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what